happens though for fucking depending on like where you're at. Like I just clicked like go live here, so we should be on right now.
All right.
Let's see. Double check. I just figured I should point that out because I'm like obviously. So we should be on right now.
Yeah, that's the way we always start.
All right, we're both coming through. Everything's good.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, like I've had a friend, or not a friend. This guy was a roommate, I should say. I didn't fucking like the guy. He's an asshole. But Tommy Boy would have one beer and turn into the biggest piece of shit prick you've ever met in your fucking life. And he would blame it on the beer every time. And I'm like, it's not the beer. You just drank one.
Yeah.
Like he was probably, he wasn't like a super fat guy, but he was chubby, so he's maybe like 210, 220. You know? And I'm like, you're not drinking 12 ounces of 6% like beer and just absolutely fucking just flipping your fucking personality. Like you just want to be an asshole and this is your excuse.
Yeah.
Hence I never drank with that fucker.
I guess you could kind of thank him for suppressing his real asshole self until he drinks.
You know what? If you think about it, it's you're not far off. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah. But yeah, it was so silly.
Wait until you drink one beer to let and unleash the asshole on everybody.
Yeah, it was such a silly thing. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. But
so he didn't even wait to like feel buzzed or anything. He's just like, all right, the real meat's coming out finally.
Yeah, and it was just ridiculous. Well, he was the guy like so it was three of us renting a house, right? And it was back before rent was insane, so it was like $1,500. We rented like a 3-bedroom house, and what was it? He had the master bedroom, so he and the other guy had 2 really big, nice bedrooms, and they paid an extra like $50 a piece for rent. So I paid $400, and they each paid $550, and then we split all the utilities separate. Because I literally got this small room that was not anywhere near like the size of theirs, so it seemed pretty reasonable to me. But he would have he thought it was perfectly reasonable for like him to just set up 3 or 4 computers in our dining area. We had like a little like dining area between the kitchen and the living room with a table in it. Just set up a bunch of computers on there and just leave them there. So no one could go sit down at the table and eat their food, like when they wanted to eat, like they had to go eat in like the living room or their room or something.
Wow. And
it's like, dude, there's nowhere else to fucking eat, asshole. We don't. Like, that's why we have a dining room.
Why did he have that many computers?
He never bought toilet paper. He would always steal rolls of ours when he thought we weren't, like, there.
Oh, wow.
Like that kind of guy. He was just a total, he was an absolute prick.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he was not cool. But it was silly. It was silly how ridiculous that guy was. What was it at one point? Oh God! At one point we were looking for dishes because I was the only one who owned a dish in the house.
Wow!
Like in the entire house, three dudes in their early 20s. I was the only one that was like, yeah, I have a set of plates and bowls and glasses and mugs and silverware. Like, enough for, like, four of each, like, because, that's enough for me to be pretty confident I'm going to get through a whole day without having to worry about, like, what I'm eating off of. Like, I don't have any anymore because I donated it when I moved back in with my folks. But, yeah, and we're looking and we're like, why are none of the dishes in the cupboard? And they were all in his room, including a rotting chicken carcass sitting on a plate under his bed, like literally covered in maggots.
Jesus fucking Christ!
It was. I mean, we were like, you need to clean all of the dishes and put them all back in the cupboard, and this never fucking happens again. Because not only are all of them in your room, none of them are yours. Like. And it's like, I'm fine, because I'm absolutely fine with people using my dishes. Sure, no big deal. It's, we can all keep clean. Just clean up after you're done eating or whatever. And
dude.
It was just like that was some foreign concept to this dude that like he should have to actually clean up after himself. I had to teach the other guy how to use a washing machine.
Well,
that was kind of sad,
dude.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Turns out it's not complicated.
Yeah. Luckily, none of the stuff I had to teach any of these people was very complicated. That's very true. But it was one of those things where you're like, really? Like you're a grown adult. Like, how do you not know how to do laundry as a grown fucking adult man? Like,
yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude. That nobody ever showed you how to do the incredibly simple task.
Yeah, he was just baffled by the whole thing. It was crazy. It was like, dude, you shouldn't tell anyone that ever.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah. Try to look for a how-to video online, a DIY video of how to fucking do a little laundry. Never admit that as an adult to anyone.
It was definitely a surprise. It was one of those things where I was like, "Wow, because he and I were friends like before this for years before we moved in. The other guy, the Tommy boy, I didn't know him. He was a coworker of my friend. Because if I'd got to know him before then, I sort of just said, yeah, no, he can never live in my home. That's insane.
Yeah, he should never live with roommates ever.
Like, this guy's a child. I don't know why you would ever fucking want him. But you know what? He was looking at, and it was fair, we just needed somebody to pay fucking rent on the fucking place, man. So it was like, all right, I guess we're just gonna, we'll just have to tolerate it because this fucking lunatic can pay the other part of the rent and we're good to go. And but that was a weird situation. But no, this fiction guy that I posted that video, that I wonder if there's a meme there, because like obviously nobody can fucking, like, that's just not real. Like, of course, like you can't just fucking.
I was actually looking through the comments, and I'm like, I was like, these have to be bot comments. There's not people this fucking.
That's
stupid.
why I was saying. That's why I posted. I was like, that can't be real. Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Although, I think about it, there are a lot of stupid people, a lot of incredulous people. I had a dude back when. Have you ever seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah. Long time ago. I don't remember much about it, but I've definitely seen it.
The one where they're fucking like jumping off of like the leaves of trees somehow. And like flying around all crazy.
Yeah, it was all wire work. It was like really, really extensive.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude. Yeah, I had a dude, an adult fucking human, that actually believed that wasn't stunt work and wires and shit. That though they were so good, they were so fucking incredibly talented at martial arts that they were actually doing those things.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dude.
That's the comments on that. They're the same idiots that believe this fiction guy.
Yeah. His literal name is Fiction. I get that it's not spelled that way, but Fiction.
Yeah, because the human doesn't have. You're right. The human doesn't have the reflexes, the ability to, fucking.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. I don't know if there's many machines that can fucking, I don't know if you could even make a machine that would be fast enough to cover that distance. You know what I mean? Like grab something like 50 feet away.
You could. So okay, so here's the thing. Here would be the limiting factor: is that bullets are not going to shoot the same place every time. Minute differences in how the gunpowder is seated, how like microscopic differences in like the surface of the fucking bullet and all that shit. You could create a machine that would be able to do that fairly regularly. Provided the gun was clamped somewhere where it was going to fire in the same place like every time, and the sword was just making the same thing, and you figured out the timing ahead of time so that the sword was going when the bullet was ready to go. Like it would, so there was no. I don't think a machine could figure that out in real time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
You could certainly time it, But yeah, for it to actually track it on, like a machine that could actually track the bullet after it's fired and grab something and fucking fling it and hit it. Yeah, I seriously doubt it. But yeah, dude, because it's not like he was a mile away with it. The dude was like a few, 30, 40 yards away, maybe 50.
Yeah. He was
there,
super
like
close.
essentially I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's fucking instantaneous, dude. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, for people,
and then not only that, but you've got like these people who literally believed it. That was the part that blew my mind, was just that there were so many people who were like, "Wow, he's a fucking real samurai," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, like I said, the fucking, as soon as I read the name, dude, like immediately clicked fiction. Oh God,
obviously, yeah.
Okay, this was obviously bullshit. But apparently there are people that they want magic to be real or something.
I guess that it's the closest to making sense that I can think of, and even then, that's not really making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. God damn. But yeah, the dishes thing that we were talking about, my sister's kids would constantly be fucking taking shit into their fucking room. And again, they'd get to the point where there's maybe three forks left, no spoons. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
And you're like, looking around going like, where is
bunch of plates, bunch of fucking silverware and shit.
Where's the thing?
Because I never let my son, other than like taking like a paper plate, with pizza or something into his room, I would never let him bring like fucking plates or any of that shit in his room.
Yeah, no, I eat all my meals in my room, but I take them out within an hour or two after being done most of the time. I'll sit down and just, all right, enjoyed my meal, and I'll sit down for a few minutes and be happy that I had my food. And then,
Yeah, I mean, other than rare occurrences, that's fine as long as but again, I know my son well enough to know that shit's gonna do what the other kids were doing, what my sister's kids were doing, and end up having a bunch of shit in his room. So that's why I'd only allow him with so when he's done eating, essentially the only thing is like maybe a paper plate and a fucking napkin or something. So yeah, I was just watching the I didn't get through it all, but the video of that fucking TikTok dude that that apparently pistol whipped people and then was trying to claim victimhood or whatever.
There was so the last one, I don't know if you saw the very last one that I saw, the one that sort of like is where he stopped doing that shit.
Where the fuck, dude?
So basically what happened, okay, I want to garrison. So basically what happened was, at some point, he was streaming, and somebody came up behind him. You saw a hand go down under the where his and like under the phone. And then the phone falls on the ground, and you just hear him going and not breathing real well, choking.
Oh,
and after that, he went and talked to the police, and he stopped doing that shit. My guess is, of all the people he made angry, I'm gonna assume I wouldn't want the Yakuza to be after me, but I'm just gonna say it's a pretty good possibility. That somebody in the Yakuza was just like, oh, yeah, you're fucking, you're gonna really fucking regret your day today.
Oh, no, I was talking about the dude had a pink Mercedes or whatever. That one was from a while back.
Oh, the car crash guy, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last we saw the guy from a while back, he was acting in fucking with no remorse or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the dude in Japan, yeah, we can talk about that one. That one's fucking, god damn, he's so fucking obnoxious, dude.
Yeah, that dude was a fucking prick.
I wonder why everyone thinks Americans are just fucking all scumbags. It's a real fucking mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. So weird.
But yeah, literally going on a fucking a train in Japan and just start yelling out
Hiroshima,
Nagasaki.
Yeah, it's fucking like...
Yeah. Dude.
Well, that one guy, you can tell, like, one of the dudes was just starting to, like, he was just confused. He was just like, why are you even talking, like, right now? This is not how we do things here, ever. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're... like, he was just so far outside of this guy's, like, ability to comprehend. It was a trip.
Yeah. Like, are you having a mental breakdown or something? Like...
Right, yeah, like, he thought there was something wrong with the guy because he didn't understand the English, and he's just like... Maybe he's mentally unwell.
Yeah, and then playing the fucking audio from like porn and shit. Like, dude. God damn,
yeah, that was crazy. I did like when the coalition of YouTubers from Japan showed up.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
And dude. I was like, oh, that's not very threatening, right? I'm like, that's not very threatening. And then one of them just starts getting naked. And I was like, well, that seems to be a little more concerning now. I don't know. I wasn't thinking much of them before, but now I've reassessed and I feel a little more threatened by this group of people.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts. And just show up at wherever the fuck he is, dude.
I just love that the one guy just showed up and then was like, time to take off all my clothes. And you're like, well, okay then, buddy. You go right ahead.
Yeah. Not sure why, but I don't know. Seems kind of appropriate, I guess.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to tell him what he can and can't do. It's not for me to say.
Yeah, it's not my country, not my culture. You go ahead, buddy.
Oh, that was so funny. Oh, what a wacky fucking douchebag.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, so I don't know if I told you that I've taken back up the mantle of playing Conan Exiles. It's like I can't not build bases like this. It's too much fun.
All right.
But yeah, they just came out with the new Age of War update, which is supposed to be really interesting, and I thought it actually had something nice in it. There's a mechanic in here called the Purge, right? And so the Purge is meant to make it so when you're doing like PvE, which I play, it's not quite as easy and boring.
Right.
And so the deal is everything you do more or less sort of adds a little to the Purge, tiny little bits here and there. Like every time you catch somebody, every time you build something, every time you place a thrall after you've caught him and trained him, or a pet that you've raised or whatever, it adds to your little Purge meter. And once you get high enough, the Purge starts scouting you. It says, oh, the Purge is scouting you. And then you get a little higher and it's like, the Purge is going to come. You better be careful. You better prepare. And then because it's got like 3 stages. And then the third is that they're coming after you and you got 10 minutes. And then when the Purge comes, there's like 5 or 6 different groups of monsters or NPCs that you got to fight off. Like just it'll throw waves of NPCs at you. So it'll either be like monsters or animals or human NPCs or a mix of them. And there's 5 different kinds for each little area, depending on how far south or north you are. So that there's like, if you're like still at the very southmost part of the map, hanging out by the river with all the other newbies, the Purge is not particularly hard to deal with. Like, there's nothing that's going to come at you that you're going to have really that hard of a time fighting off. But if you're up in the volcano at the farthest north part of the map, the Purge is going to fucking tear your face off if you're not ready.
Are you going to have a Purge? Are you going to have a Purge?
Yeah. No.
It is nice of the Purge to call ahead and let you know it's coming.
Oh my God.
Well, I think they did it because they wanted to. I just realized I didn't have the nudity turned off on that game. Luckily, none of the characters were naked. They're basically there to destroy your base. So like they'll kill all your NPCs that you've got trained. Although also, what's up, Samaj? And then they'll just tear your base to the ground and fucking destroy it. So like you got to be like ready for that. I'm on the very edge of it. But one of the things, not this big update, but the small update that's coming afterwards, is going to change the way it works, so you can kind of opt in and out of it, which is pretty nice. You either go out and you collect all this treasure that makes the purge want to come after you, because now you've got all this gold and these super valuable items in this treasure room that you've built.
Yeah, your wealth has made you a target, essentially.
Your wealth makes you a target, or it doesn't make you a target. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of nice that they're making it so you have a little more control over when it shows up and when it doesn't, instead of just a regular meter. I was very happy about that. What's up, Mr. Samaj? How's it hanging down there in Canada land? I hear good things about, or potentially good things about, what's his name, being in trouble. Your little pretty boy.
I wish.
Yeah, Fidel Castro's kid.
Yeah, I wish. So the big hubbub is that they're going to finally investigate Justin Trudeau over his ethics violations during SNC Lavalin, which is weird that they're bringing that up now, considering the big thing is about his little, taking money from China and bribe money to do whatever. So you think that would take priority, because it would mean that he's not
compromised.
He's severely compromised. But no, they're going to go to this old thing, and they're going to bring that up. And then, of course, everyone's all excited. It's like, oh, my God, because here's the thing. It's like the penalty for a lot of these things can sometimes be like 7 to 10 years in jail. So it's like, oh, my God, is he going to finally go? And then people started, talking with the RCMP, the people who are doing the investigation. And they're essentially saying, no, there's no investigation going on. They just say that there's an investigation going on. Like,
so they're just lying for the sake of the press to keep you guys like fucking.
Well,
just keep them civil. If they think something's happening, they won't be out in the streets fucking protesting.
They're trying to redirect the conversation so that way, because he's doing something skeezy, and then if we can, do something to make people think that it's something else entirely, because the whole China thing, that's a big deal. But if you don't think of it as China, because if you change the perspective and say, oh no, it's all about this old thing from SNC Lavalin. Oh, okay, it's not that. So I knew this was going to happen, because that the Trudeau he made sure that people in the RCMP were his hand-picked people, because that's how he's been able to get away with so much of this shit.
Oh, that is a
shame. He has his own people investigating him.
Oh yeah. That's the whole thing.
You're in the Banana Republic as well. Excellent.
Exactly. Well, a large portion of the world is, and a lot of people are realizing this, and they're saying, "Yeah, fuck no."
Well, they just did what do you call it? Where they ask a bunch of people a question, and then they look at the percentage of people that answer. Why can't I think of the term?
A poll?
Yeah, I'm fucking smart. They just did a poll where 62% of American voters are like, yeah, no, the charges against Trump are bullshit. They're just political nonsense.
Yep.
And it's like, well, if 62% of the people know they're nonsense, why are we tolerating it? Like, that's a Banana Republic shit. That's not stuff you do in a democracy.
Well, and the other
you don't get to just
disappointed it's
put
only
your political
62%.
opponent in jail. That's ridiculous.
The other reason why that's such a big deal is also because not everyone likes taking polls. Like, I get called from people.
Oh, yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, so, there's a lot of people who just don't answer.
Yeah, so, this is just the people we know of. I actually think it's a lot more than that. Same thing with why people don't like Trudeau. I think it's a lot more than that, too.
Yeah, I imagine.
And my big thing is, because I knew the China thing here in Canada was going to come up. I knew it was going to happen. A lot of people were suspecting that we were going to be hitting an election time come spring. And now here we are at the edge of summer, and Parliament's going to be ending soon for the summer break. Fuck, we didn't get that election.
Yeah.
So I'm upset that we didn't have one. I was hoping we'd get one, but yeah.
Yeah, because why would you have... That blows my mind that you don't just have elections every so often. Because that's such a dangerous way to have leaders, where they can just be in charge forever.
Yeah, well, we do have
it's so unsafe. It's not.
Yeah, well, we do have elections every 4 years. The thing is that we don't have any term limits, so you could be prime minister
you
forever.
can be prime minister forever? That's fucking smart, man. Why would you ever want that to not be the case?
Well, and the very thing
Wow, that's so fucking dumb. Like, goddamn.
I know, and so like, and everyone's looking at this, and so like, once we get government changed at last, and it'll happen eventually, but who knows? But eventually, when it does happen, it's like, yeah, maybe we should start looking into this and putting in term limits and stuff, because this can't go on.
Yeah, I hope people are realizing that now. That would be really good.
Yeah, I would think so. So. And a lot of these things, like, it's kind of the fault of us for not getting educated on how our systems work. Because you'd be surprised, a lot of people here in Canada don't know that we don't have term limits.
Really? Wow.
Well, the thing is that this is the problem being right next to America, is that a lot of what happens in America bleeds over here into Canada. And that's even in our comprehension on politics, because you guys were talking about nonstop about Trump for the longest time. And our news coverage was doing the same thing. We were just talking about Trump all the time. Trump's not our president. Why are we talking about him? But because he's such a news thing, that's how it is. And as a result of that, and it's been this way for a while, but as a result, most Canadians think our system's just like the Americans. And it's not. And so we're incredibly stupid because we don't realize that. So.
Well, that would be concerning, yeah.
But that's a problem with how our systems are run over here. It's also partially a problem of how we consume information too, because so much of what we do is online. It's like, and a lot of us aren't really paying attention to local stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the local stuff is the one you want to do. Like, you want everybody to be aware of, because that's probably the most important thing when it comes to voting.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't realize that, is that your local stuff, the stuff that directly affects you, that's where you really need to vote. Even though there's a lot of people who feel like they just don't want to vote because of whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because it's like, just because Biden's putting a big push on, what is it, gun stocks or whatever?
Yeah. Well, the big thing now is
pistol braces. Pistol braces was the thing that Biden's putting a push on.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean your state will ban them if you vote for the right people. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think a lot of people don't realize that can be a very real thing. Like, that if you don't vote the wrong people into where you actually live, it can make a big difference in the laws you actually have to follow. In your own, like, local, towns and stuff like that.
Yep.
Let's see. So, what were you trying to bring up, Datewall? You had some stuff you had.
I don't remember.
Oh, no. You're fired.
Oh, shit.
You're fired. Take your stuff and go.
Did you guys hear about that?
Oh, the pink... hold on, the pink Cadillac guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the TikTok Instagram star was like, "You don't know who I am?" Like, no, they were these hillbillies that attacked me, so I hit him over the head with my pistol.
Yeah, that was crazy. You see the real video? He's just driving around like a fucking lunatic and shit.
Yeah, I didn't get all the way through it, but I was basically at the point where he was talking to the cops, or I think the last one I heard was like his girlfriend trying to fucking explain away his bullshit.
Oh no, she thought she was playing junior lawyer.
Witness this thing.
She was playing junior lawyer, like we're gonna win because my friend will say whatever I want them to, and the cops were like, "Good luck with that."
Like, Like, well, then you got nothing to worry about, I guess, other than the multiple independent witnesses we have.
Other than the video footage we have of what actually occurred, lady, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to interrupt Samaj, but I just wanted to get that before we completely forgot about it.
It's all good. It's all good. I was just trying to think of what else. Did you hear that? I don't remember who offered the challenge, but Elon Musk is going to have a boxing match with Mark Zuckerberg.
Are you fucking serious?
They both agreed to it. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I heard that.
Oh, I love that.
I think it was Elon Musk that challenged him. I'm not sure.
I see Elon Musk doing that. That's a very Elon Musk fucking choice.
Well, and a lot of people have been pointing out because, like, we don't really talk about it too much, but apparently they're both very fit and they both have done a lot of various different fight stuff. Like Elon Musk has done multiple different martial arts related stuff, and apparently he's taken on sumo wrestlers. I don't know if that's true or not, but I remember hearing about it. Thought, oh, okay. And Mark Zuckerberg's done multiple different types of fights, and he's even done some military training. So I'm like, okay, he's not in the military; he just wanted to do it. So
here's the thing: has he really though?
I don't know. Again,
is it real military training, or did he do rich guy military training?
It could be
where you pay for somebody to come in and train you, and you don't really do anything to follow actual military training. You're just sort of like, no, I got this. It's no problem.
I'll be honest. I don't know. And the only way we'll find out is if it actually happens.
Oh yeah, no, I don't expect you to know. I'm just saying, like, that's one of those things. Like, yeah, we'll find out.
Like it'll be the talk for a while there. I don't know. I'm very curious. So we'll see if this happens, man. If I had to put money, I would put it on Elon, but
I don't care who wins. I think we all win if those two morons decide to fight each other. Fucking right, go for it.
Well, we shall see. I'm very curious. Yeah. So anyway, if it actually happens, I'll believe it when I see it. Really.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But
I'm 100% down with that. I mean, if rich celebrities want to fucking box each other because they just can't fucking not get enough attention or whatever on social media, and they're so into it, then bring it on. 100%. It's like that. I don't even care that the one guy faked the fight that he won, like, because we all know. But what's his name?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, I don't even care that dude faked the had the guy throw the fight for him and shit, because it's like, who cares? It's awesome. Like, these people are fucking ridiculous, and they all look more and more ridiculous every day.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see, man. I just want. I don't know. I just want it to happen. I'm curious.
I'm same camp. I don't care who wins. I just want to see what happens, and I want it to happen because it sounds glorious.
If it happens at the end there, like I don't know what. I don't know who wins. I hope we have like another Sam Hyde situation where they start saying who they're going after next.
Oh well, Sam Hyde's a lunatic. That guy is such a fucking whack job.
Yeah,
Gotta love it though. So fun.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking dude. Yeah, I love Sam Hyde, dude. He's just like you said, a lunatic, or he certainly plays one. I mean, he's got to be a little fucked in the head, but he also does a lot of playing shit up to the cameras and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Although he definitely has a genuine dislike for Hassan Piker. That much is clear.
Well, who doesn't? Yeah, that's I think Samaj said it right. Yeah,
he's got fans somehow. So, but yeah, he fucking sucks.
Well, and the thing is, it's like part of me feels sorry for him because he's because he's like a socialist and all that. He understands that it doesn't work, but he's made his audience. He has to keep going with it.
Yeah,
it's like how else is he gonna keep his like multi-million-dollar mansions and all that stuff? He pretty much it's too late for him now. He can't go back, and so I kind of feel sorry for him.
Well, his fucking uncle cut him off. So
yeah, so
his uncle is Chunk Yogurt, right? You guys know he's King Cougar is his uncle?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just thinking through.
I haven't forgotten that part.
Did not know that myself, but now I do.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought everyone knew.
I've never paid much
I
attention
can't
to either
imagine
of them.
anybody know who the fuck he is otherwise, dude.
Yeah, he was on the Young Turks for a while, and he said some really stupid things, and then they had to fire him. It's like, yeah, that's to be expected.
Well, that's believable. That's very believable that he would say stupid shit and have to be fired.
It's shocking.
Hassan Baker, I'm gonna kill you. Sorry,
Yeah, well, Stab, you watched the interview where he actually he actually did like a straight interview, which he hardly ever does. But he was actually giving like what seemed like his actual fucking thoughts on shit.
Oh, Hassan
Where he's
Piker
like-
or Chuck Yogurt?
No, Sam Hyde.
Oh, yeah. He was on Painkiller already. The podcast with
Yeah,
the
'cause he's basically
FPS
like,
Russia guy.
Well, no, I was talking about the one where he was like on the street or whatever. I don't know who the fuck it was that was interviewing him, but it's not that one, because they asked him about Hassan Piker, like why he doesn't like him, and he's like, well, I mean, it's not his politics. Like his politics are fucking dime a dozen. Like who fucking, yeah, they're retarded, but like that's not why. I fucking hate him because he wears a fucking puka shell necklace and he fucking dresses up in women's clothes and fucking does all this shit just to fucking get attention.
Oh, yeah, well, Hassan Piker's just a fucking piece of shit liar anyway, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry,
No one's
that didn't
no
really
one's
contribute
surprised.
much.
No, that's okay. Everyone's got beef with Hassan. I think he got humbled a bit thanks to Sam Hyde, because it's like everyone was calling him out. He was getting fucking roasted for months because the whole thing.
Yeah, I think Sam Hyde said he'd fucking like give like $1 million to charity or something to fight him.
Something like that.
Yeah. Which goes to show you one thing. These people are being paid way too fucking much.
Yeah,
like they're making way more money than they should be making. Like I'm sorry. If Sam Hyde can offer $1 million for Hassan Piker for a boxing match, these people need to stop being paid. Like fucking, that's too much money for that kind of shit.
Probably.
That one.
Well, consider, even in this economy, as bad as it is, if you're like 30 years old and you're frugal, not like ridiculously, but just reasonably frugal, you could probably live off of $1 million and never have to work.
I doubt that.
Fucking really? Good for you,
Yeah.
it's true.
No.
Fucking it is true.
Yeah.
Look, the reason why
just like the interest
Well,
and
let
that
me
kind of
just
shit.
explain this real quick. Let's see, you got $1 million.
housing alone will eat up $1 million.
No, because you don't go live in California for $500,000 home.
No.
You go live in like
Doesn't
fucking Oklahoma in a $50,000 house.
Yeah, if you can find one. Look,
They're all over the place. Like the states where nobody wants to live in the United States, you can find homes for like $50,000 to $60,000. Like a
I'm
2-3
sure you
bedroom
can find
house,
one really
easy.
cheap in like Detroit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That wouldn't be the
that's
place I would
fucking
choose.
crazy, but
Yeah, but the question is, do you even want to live there? Most people won't want to live in those kind of places. Most people can't really find a reason to, or even find work to go live in those places. You go where the work is, and because where you go where the work is, the housing is fucking ridiculous. Most people can't.
well, there's a whole state full of people that live in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally would never choose to live in any area that has been deemed Tornado Alley, but that might just be me. I'd probably go to like Wyoming or something, like Wyoming or Montana or fucking, someplace
say
where
you're
natural
40.
disasters aren't a regular fucking occurrence.
Let's say you're 40, and this isn't counting investing or saving or anything like that. You would have $16,000 a year to live off of $1 million. So worst case scenario, you could easily go work a part-time job at a gas station and get by no problem.
If you can manage that, maybe. But what I'm getting at here is that most people they go where their work is. That's not a choice in the matter. You have to go where your work is. And most places where the work is available, the housing is unaffordable.
No, I'm saying if somebody were to just give you $1 million tomorrow, you could take that $1 million and live off of it for the rest of your life and probably never have to work again. So you wouldn't have to go where the work is. You would just go where it's cheap to live.
You could, but that's not an affordable thing for most people to do. And when I say affordable, I don't just mean,
it's not for most people. It's just for the one person that got $1 million.
Yeah, and most
people have no application in this conundrum we're talking about.
I know. Well, it's not much of a conundrum. Like what you're talking about is that it would work if someone could uproot their entire life and go something like that, which most people won't do. So it's like if you've been working and then all of a sudden here's $1 million. Oh, am I going to leave all my family and friends to go live in a place that I can afford for a while? No, you're not going to do that. Which means you're going to be stuck there regardless.
I would. If you met my family and friends.
Okay, but the same reason why people who win the lottery they don't move away. They don't go to a big.
I'm not talking about what most people do. I'm just saying what's possible.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not saying it has to be what everyone would do. I'm saying it would be easily possible for somebody to live off of $1 million without having to work. Is that what most people are going to do? No, 99% of the people are going to end up just like the fucking lottery winners, where they're broke in like 2 fucking days.
Yeah, or former NBA players.
It's a thing you could do. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's likely or the most. It's not the most likely outcome. I'm not trying to say that anybody would do that.
To live moderately comfortable, making impossible choice. I understand that it's possible, but I also understand.
So then that's all that I was saying is that it's possible. I'm not saying that everybody would do that.
Okay, all right.
So that's that's all I wanted to say was it's possible. And so it was like you're trying to say like it's not likely. I agree that it's not likely. Nobody's going to do that. I'm just saying it's a possibility. That's just trying to express how much money $1 million really is. Even as bad as our economy is, that's still a fucking huge amount of money.
I mean, a lot of things are possible, but they're not achievable. Anyway, we'll get off this one here. I'm just saying, I doubt it. I mean, this is the time when the time where $1 million meant something was probably back in the 90s. After that, it's kind of like, so what?
No, it's still a pretty huge amount of money. Like, no one's going to see $1 million in their lifetime. Like, no one's going to earn that. That's very few people are going to earn that much.
Well, yeah.
Even over the course of their whole life.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I mean, it's an accomplishment, sure.
It's a massive, life-changing amount of money.
Yeah, but it's not really.
$50,000 is a life-changing amount of money. If you were to get $50,000 at, say, like the age of 25... And you'd never been to college or something like that, you could go to school, you could put it in investment, you could start a business. It's a life-changing, it's one of those things where it's like, is that going to be the case for most people? Probably not. A lot of people out there would just throw the money away and buy like fucking liquor and throw parties and shit like that.
Yeah, I think the disconnect here is when you say life-changing, I think Samaj is hearing set for life.
No. Yeah, no. When I say life-changing, I don't mean set for life. Yeah, for sure.
Here, I'll give you it's just like in this day and age, it doesn't really make it. Like here, I'll give you an example. I have a friend. Her grandmother passed away and left her like over $1 million. Guess what? She cannot afford a home. She can barely be able to live off that kind of stuff. I mean, she can, but it's going to eat away like that. Like in this day and age, it is absolutely meaningless, and she's devastated that she's now a millionaire, and now it's meaningless.
It's meaningless to her because she didn't spend the money wisely.
No. She can't. Literally, here in Canada, a house like a basic starter house is almost $1 million. It's meaningless. $1 million is meaningless.
In Canada, a house is $1 million to start with for a basic one.
That's what the prices have come, and that's including all the inflation.
Insane over there, Jesus Christ!
Guess what? You have the same problem in America too. If you go looking in parts of the homes,
don't.
I guarantee you will. Now you may find the odd ones here and there, though, big rundown ones, but the value of houses, the housing stuff is insane right now.
I'm looking up house prices in my county right now.
Go for it.
Let's see. What's 790,000 in my county right now? So it's not $1 million. That's for sure. That's a fair 200,000 less, and that's just for an expensive house.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Go 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's pretty standard.
Let's see. Houses for sale.
I'm sure the houses for rent have also gone up.
Oh, the rent is insane. Rent's already nuts.
Yeah, but that's
I'm already seeing like nice 3-bedroom houses right now. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It runs the gamut. Yeah, you can spend almost $1 million in a house, but you can also spend $230,000 to get a nice house, or $170,000 for a nice house.
Well, how nice we're talking about. Again, you'll have to go and see it.
Oh, let me show you some pictures, bro. Here we go.
That,
can I stream it on the Discord? Because I don't want to like give up my location on the thing. But
it depends on.
I would get one of those shipping container houses. Fucking live in that.
That's probably affordable.
Yeah.
I think your general's good.
Here we go. I'm streaming it on the Discord here.
Okay.
So you guys can take a look. This is the house for $170,000. This isn't right in Sonoma County. It's about 40 minutes away if you want to live out near the coast. Mm-hmm. But this is like a beach house. This is the interior of it. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing yet.
I see it.
And that's $170,000. That's the exterior. So it doesn't show the bedrooms on this, but it does show you like the kitchen and the a little bit of the sitting room in front of it. And you can see up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's $170,000. 280,000 right here.
Yep.
There's the kitchen. Whoops, went all the way out of it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know these sites. I don't go looking for fucking houses very often. The bedrooms. Oh, this is all hardwood floors. That's kind of nice. Easy to maintain. Living room right down there. Why do you want me to sign in with my fucking account? I don't give a shit. Bathrooms they got pictures of. And that's for 170, and that is in like pretty close range, or 280. But there are a lot of big expensive houses out there, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I think I'd
here's one for 1.4.
Yeah. Like a nice lake. Like there's got to be a lake somewhere that's like a nice area that the rent isn't or the price isn't crazy.
None of the houses I've showed are so far out of the way that you couldn't get a regular job like in the county and work somewhere. A lot of these houses are way out of the price range of most people, though.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't have to spend $1 million on a house. And I mean, this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for $300,000, which is ridiculous for 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. But like, they're nice places. So what makes me wonder though is 'cause I know there's some real shitty fucking places. I wonder where those are.
What, in California?
Yeah, well, there's you drive around. There's some houses that are fucking disturbing.
Well, probably
like you would not want to live there. So I imagine the prices are cheaper.
And probably within the cities and stuff. Although I wonder about places like New York.
Yeah. Well, see, here's one. Okay, it's on how. Okay, because where it's at, I know where this is. This area, $500,000 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath is pretty reasonable there because it's one of those places where like only the rich folks live.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised there's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in a place like that.
It's 1,000 square feet, and basically it's somebody's vacation house. So this would be the thing you buy if you want to have like a vacation that you go to, like, you know, you're just chilling at your own place or whatever.
Right.
And it overlooks like a river, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are a substantial number of houses, and California is one of the more expensive places to go. So, like, Let's see if I don't know if this is only for California, if this particular search site, but like, let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see, Austin. Because there's a lot of people that want to live in Austin, Texas. Yeah, look at the prices here. We got stuff for 112 to 300, 100,000, 130. Right? Mm-hmm. So like right there are some more expensive houses, but there was a lot of really cheaper ones up at the top there.
Well, these are relatively nice.
Yeah, and these are all pretty high-end houses. But let's say you want to go to Idaho, the capital of Idaho here.
Mm-hmm. Boise.
Idaho. Yeah, so even in the capital of Boise, Idaho, you're still looking at much lower prices for I'm thinking, this is 7 beds. Who needs a house with 7 bedrooms? What are you, fucking raising an army?
Sounds like it.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you also have to take into account that like the prices of these aren't like set in stone. Essentially, you go to these places. This is what the starting range is, and then depending on the people who come over there, you're making bids.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, this is this is a major city in Idaho. Yeah. You would definitely have places you would have to go work and everything. You could commute to your job, find probably most kinds of work here. Yep. And I'd say if you really want to start, and this is, because it's only going to get cheaper out the further away from the big cities you get. So we're definitely not at the $1 million house like you guys are. Holy crap.
Yeah, well, you have to remember, like I said, bids go up there. These, what you're seeing here are like the starting rates. Once you actually start negotiating with realtors, the price is going to go up.
Yeah, and if you start at $350,000 like this one right here and end at $1 million, you're the worst person at business ever.
Okay, well, it tells you that there's a lot of people trying to get something that's more affordable, if you say. And so the houses, like I said, it can double in price. Like you can look at all these examples you want; they are going to go up in price.
Yeah,
they all do.
Yeah, well, this was $105,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. If it doubled in price, you'd still only be at $200,000.
Maybe. I don't know.
So
I don't know.
We're not at $1 million. We're not at $1 million or even close. That's what I'm saying. Like that's fucking insane.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know what Canada is because I don't live in Canada. Well, you do, but
I know
for the U.S., we're definitely not at $1 million to start living on a house.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I've heard for some realtors that say that it's going up there.
It depends. Like if you're in New York or L.A., abso-fucking-lutely.
It could be, but it could be also in Texas where a lot of people are migrating over to.
Yeah, Houston or Austin or Dallas, you're probably looking at like some really expensive housing.
And Florida's going up there as well. Like the housing stuff, like I'm telling you, it's going insane.
Yeah, people don't want to live in Oklahoma, I'm sure. But, well, okay, maybe they don't want to, but the reality is, like, maybe that's what you can afford, sometimes.
Yeah, and maybe it can be. I don't know. All I know is that the prices are going up.
Did we lose somebody?
Who, me?
No, yeah. I heard the drop button. I was like, oh no, somebody failed.
Yeah, dude, I thought I heard that. Yeah, a few minutes ago, like 4 or 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because I closed the window because you're doing live in the Discord. And you're just streaming.
Yeah, it sounded different. Whatever it was, it sounded different than the join or unjoin thing.
Yeah, but I'm like, what? Like at this point, you're just streaming the stream.
Yeah, the game.
So, like, why are we stream separating this whole thing?
Yeah. So we're good here. All right, cool. Got that. So I just curious to see if we were there in the U.S. But damn.
Well, it's not good.
At least we're not there, man. Holy shit, that would be.
Probably. Well, what I'm saying is that you probably are, and it's just like I said. Once you get if you were looking to buy a house. You'll probably be shocked at the amount of bids that go in there. They're not going to tell you live on there. It's going to be one of those things you're going to get shocked by.
All right, I don't agree, but I mean, I don't think we're going to agree on that one there.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're going to go out of our way to go.
Yeah, we're not going to go put a bid on a house just to see.
just out of curiosity, yeah. Or maybe you can. I don't know.
Yeah. I know that you do have a situation where there is, what do you call it? Corporations like BlackRock and stuff, which are putting in bids on houses as well. So you do have to fight off those guys sometimes.
Well,
yeah. Apparently, their plan is to buy up all the property and have everyone.
Everyone rents. Yeah, nobody has a home that they own. Everybody has to pay rent. That's what they want.
Well, and that's what's already. Yeah, a lot of that's already going on. They have a bunch of homes and they're just renting them out there. Like whole suburbs are just homes for rent.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, did you see O'Keefe's video talking with one of those recruiters for BlackRock?
No, I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah, it's obviously because O'Keefe, he's doing all this stuff on Twitter. So if you go on Twitter, he actually has like a 20-minute video where their undercover reporters were talking with a guy who is a recruiter for BlackRock. Essentially, talking about how they do this and that, and apparently BlackRock has they were talking about how they buy off politicians, which is surprisingly cheap. Like $10,000, you can buy a senator. That's all it takes.
See, this is why I think that the end result if we want real change, like the end result is gonna have to just be killing all these people. You know what I mean? Like I don't advocate it. I don't see how it could possibly end any other way.
Well, let me tell you, things could get really insane. And when I mean insane, people losing their minds, panicking for their lives, insane. And what I mean is I heard recently that there are these new churches being built. And the reason why this is a big deal is because these are churches that bring in both Islam, Christianity, and Judaism into one faith.
Fucking and I thought what?
Yeah, it's insane. There's at least, I think, 2 or 3 of these churches, and the reason why people are upset about this because if they decide, because if you get enough that you can actually, you're an actual functional religion, and you can get tax exempt, but also you can build churches in different places. One of the areas where they may want to try and get, I think, is Jerusalem, which the reason why that's a big deal is because all 3 of these religions have
not get along in Jerusalem.
No, they don't get along in Jerusalem, but they all have segments about the coming of the Antichrist, and they'll talk about how if all religions become one, and if you go onto the sacred land, it'll summon the Antichrist, bring it about onto the world. And the reason why is like they already have, I think, 3 churches going, and if they get enough, and then they have all the legal means to set up a church. And they have the power to essentially like bully their way into actually allowing them by law to do it. Then people are going to fucking lose their minds because they're going to be panicking, thinking the Antichrist is here because now they've been approved to do so, and that's the part that a lot of people of faith are really scared of.
I mean, of all the things that have killed the most people, religion is number fucking 1.
Well, sure, but
you know what I mean? Like that's scary because literally, like that's one of those things that people will fucking kill all of the people for.
Sure, but like if you openly antagonize like 3 of the major religions, and then they decide to take action of some sort, that's the part that things are start to go real insane.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's when religion killed a lot of people. Holy shit, that's fucking scary.
Well, and it's going to get worse if that does happen. So it's like, we'll see. But just so you know, that could be like the thing about religious people. They're going to lose their minds and go absolutely nuts. But that's also can be done on purpose. But there again, you'll hear lots of talk about the Antichrist here and there, and false gods. Because the other thing is that there's. Have you heard of Project Bluebeam?
No.
Project Bluebeam is essentially similar to what they sound. Is you know how there's different colored lasers that can do all kinds of things?
Yeah. Different colored lasers, yeah.
Blue lasers in particular have an added thing in that they're the main things that people use in the creation of holograms. So if you've ever seen any of these, like if you've ever seen like concerts that go on where you see like things that look almost real above and all that kind of stuff, it's insane. Say how good it looks. That's because those are blue beams. Now you can create blue beams into the sky to create illusions, And every now and then you'll find a video on Twitter or something where people can see Jesus Christ in the clouds, or like a religious symbol of some sort. And there was a government document where they were talking about faking things like either an alien invasion or a religious kind of thing to try and manipulate the people. So there have been videos in different parts of the world where they see Jesus Christ in the clouds, with his actual face, or an actual guy in robes and stuff, spreading his arms out like God. So there is actually a type of manipulation going on using blue beam technology. We've seen it in concerts. If you've ever seen like I think it's in Japan where they have like the wall that's used for advertising that looks almost photorealistic in the quality of the animations and stuff. It's like that's all blue beam. So I don't know. We may witness if you see a religious thing or aliens in the sky, it's probably fake. Probably
fake.
Probably fake. But there again, I mean, like
I am agnostic, but I'm not a fucking moron. I don't think that there would be a giant Christ in the sky.
Yeah,
well, like overkill.
In other words, I acknowledge that there could be some potential being that made all of this, whatever like existence is. Because who knows? The fucking universe is insanely bizarre. Like there's planets where diamonds rain from the sky, right? But I sincerely doubt it would be a Christian thing. Like it would, or a Muslim, or a Jewish thing, or anything like that. It would just be like some incomprehensible horror, like a Cthulhu, more likely, in my opinion, that we would have no concept or way of dealing with mentally. It would be so far removed from us. Like if it showed its face in the sky, we would all just fucking like bleed to death out of our eyes and fucking die or something.
I think faith is a very personal thing, and I don't think any deity, whatever that may be, would go out of their way to make themselves known in that sense, because it's a very personal thing. Granted, I don't really believe it, so I don't care. But
I don't think they would depend on our belief either. They would be like, yeah, fucking whatever.
There you go. So I think that there's probably going to be an attempt to ignite some sort of religious war of some sort, and then they're going to say, oh, we should all come together, and therefore they look at these new churches coming out there of all the major religions coming together. I don't like it. I don't like it. And if they go forward with this, things are going to get real crazy. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the sort of thing historically that has led to large amounts of people being like killed in the past, and like I mean, you look at like it's sort of like the French Revolution kind of thing, where like at some point somebody basically is just like, I've had enough, and then it snowballs, and everybody's like, all right, these are the people who are doing it, and like we have no laws to deal with them because they've corrupted the system so far beyond the system's ability to handle them.
Yep.
And then everybody's like, oh, well, I guess we'll just cut all their heads off. Like, all right, cool. And I'm like, that's what it feels like. That's what we're coming to. I'm genuinely concerned because, like, I don't want to see mass fucking
it's hard.
Death in the streets.
Yeah,
that's horrific. I mean, lots of people will die, and it won't all be guilty people anyway. That's the problem when you deal with the justice system.
Yeah, I don't see a non-violent way out of this shit. Like you said, if they're going to regulate elections and do that kind of shit, like, what fucking recourse do you have?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, part of and the other thing that gets me is like when you have a large backlash that happens in society, like look what's going on with Trudeau and everything going on. Usually, you back away. It's like, okay, we're going too far. That people are getting this. I might not get reelected. That kind of stuff. But now we're at the point where politicians just don't care, and that's the part that disturbs me. It's like they don't care. They're going to do it anyways.
Yeah,
and they have nothing to fear is the problem, dude. Like, if there was some way to instill the fear of the people in them without fucking having to kill any of them, that'd be great. But, like, what the fuck, man?
Well, and that's
they're obviously, like, just pretty blatantly doing their shit nowadays.
And that's the part that's really disturbing. Because it's like, there's no way you can get away with all this, but they're doing it. And that's where I'm like, why do you think you can get away with this? I look at Trudeau. Like it's been a huge problem over here with the MAID program, the medical assistance in dying. Like that's a huge backlash, and he's not backing down one bit. even though we've already had people who unfortunately, have been killed by this whole program. It's absolutely horrendous. It doesn't budge one bit. I don't understand why. Normally, a person would, and he won't.
Yeah, I think it's because he's evil.
Well, yeah, and same thing with Biden and stuff. Well, but
Yeah.
even evil people are like, I don't want, I don't want to get all this. And see, like in America, you guys have all the guns and all that kind of stuff, and so obviously your politicians are a little bit more well behaved, let's say, because you know what the potential could be. Here in Canada, not so much.
Yeah, we've had attempted assassinations over the past few years. Like, people have been... So it's not like our politicians haven't had anything to fear. They're like, no, yeah, Bob got shot last week. Like...
Yeah. But, yeah, like you guys have stuff, like, with your amendment and all that stuff, so you have lots of people around with guns. So, your politicians have a good reason to be scared. But they're not. And that bothers me.
Yeah.
That bothers me a lot, because I'm like...
Well, look at the average intelligence has been dropping.
Well, that may be so, but, I mean, like, you don't have to be a genius to know that, you piss off the people with the guns, you're going to get what you get. I mean, it's a very simple concept to understand, but they're not. And which makes me think there's something else going on.
But also, look at the, like, the TikTok culture and stuff, and the YouTube culture has gotten to the point where, like, people just don't think that they should have any consequences. Like, they're completely... They don't understand why there would be consequences for their actions ever, for any reason. Like it's this weird sort of culture that's slowly developed over the last few years, and it's not just... I'm just saying it's not just the politicians who think that.
Yeah. Well, the politicians you'd think would know better. But since you wrote the whole TikTok thing, did you guys hear about the black guy in Japan?
Yeah. Did you hear the last thing that was where his stream before he stopped fucking with people?
That I heard about this and I thought that was hilarious. It's unfortunate because it's like, I want to go to Japan, but I don't know if people are going to start thinking ill of me or something. It's like, do I have to look over my shoulder? Like,
no, you're Canadian, dude. You guys are you still have a relatively good reputation around the world.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you don't have to worry because
we'll see. Like there are actual Japanese reporters who speak kind of a broken English who still go around and try to like interview like even Canadian politicians over here, like independent ones, like trying to get on Trudeau and stuff. It's just like, are you really this crazy? Are you really this insane?
No.
There was one who managed to talk to Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, essentially asking that very thing. And I thought, oh, good for you. They think it's a little Japanese woman, so I guess they weren't intimidated by her, but they probably should have been. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Let's see.
Probably freaked out. Like, hey, you're not supposed to ask pertinent questions about the bullshit we're pulling.
Yeah.
Get your press pass revoked.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and you see cops like flipping out over people filming, and now there's this bullshit law that what was it? One state passed where like you could only film within a certain range of the police.
Wow. That's some fucking bullshit. Jesus
I'm
Christ,
like, we've all realized that, like, the difference between a lot of people going to jail or not going to jail is filming the police. Like, it's kind of disturbing that they think they can just be like, oh, well, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, if they get away with it, they'll move it further back, you know what I mean? Like the amount of distance and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you can't do it within 50 yards. Now you can't do it within 100 yards. Yeah, it's fucking scary, dude. That they're even trying that shit.
Yeah, hopefully it gets overturned.
What would the reasoning be for having to restrict how far away from the fucking cops you need to be?
So you're not interfering with the police while they're doing their investigation?
Oh,
and to be fair, I've seen people who genuinely do interfere, but it's not because they're filming. The filming is just happens to be occurring at the same time.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're fucking filming. Yeah, the filming would be incidental in that case. So, like, you know what I mean? If someone's being an asshole and getting in the cop's face when they're trying to do shit, like, they'd be doing it whether they're filming or not, most likely. Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid.
Oh my god, the fucking... The donuts that I saw this morning. Fucking insane.
Oh, that was fucking nuts.
I was so amazed.
Fucking,
I was looking for some breakfast on Uber, and I was thinking I might order some breakfast. I ended up not ordering, but one of the new places on there for breakfast was a donut shop, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how that compares to the other ones I've seen before. I've seen other ones where it's like $20 $30 for a dozen donuts, which is pretty expensive. Pretty fucking ridiculous to start with.
Right.
Because you can go to Safeway and get donuts that are the same quality for like $10 a dozen or $15. You know, like it's not anywhere near the price.
Yeah. Yeah, like Safeway's got a good bakery usually.
But these ones were $72.
Yeah, it was $6.95 a piece.
Regular donuts.
$72 for a dozen.
$72 for a dozen regular donuts. And if you wanted to buy them individually,
dozen, or is it still just a dozen?
Say what?
Do they still do the baker's dozen thing where it's 13 instead of 12? Or?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to order and find out. I'm not going to throw $100 on a fucking 12-pack of donuts, though.
Yeah. Yeah, in that case, it's fucking better.
But
God
yeah,
damn,
it works out to a $6 a donut if you buy the full dozen. And then it was like if you wanted to buy individual donuts, like just buy one of these or one of those and not get like an assortment that they just feel like throwing in a box. Was $6.95 a donut. So you're only saving like $12 off the dozen when you buy a dozen anyway.
Yeah, that fucking donut should be fucking blowing you for each fucking donut should be one fucking BJ.
For fucking $72 a donut, dozen donuts. Yeah, that's insane. I was like, what kind of fucking idiot pays that? Like, on purpose?
Yeah, somebody who wants to brag about how much they spend on donuts.
Oh yeah, and then speaking of crazy prices, we've been going over crazy prices. Do you know the federal fucking government still considers the poverty line to be $20,000 for a family of 4?
Wow.
Like,
when did that get set? In the fucking 80s?
I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert. Calling bullshit on that one. You know, that seems pretty fucking hard to swallow.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. 20,000 for a
that
family
seriously
of
sounds like
4.
It would be the 80s at best.
That's what it was in the 80s.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That's literally 30 years ago. They're still considering that to be the fucking gold standard.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts, dude.
Can you imagine, like, if you had a family of 4 on 20,000, you'd be living in cardboard boxes, and you'd consider yourself lucky if you could afford a tarp to put over the top. Because food prices have skyrocketed since they just started printing money to give to people. Because that therein lies the real issue. Is they just printed all this money to give away during COVID, then they printed all this money to give away to the Ukraine. And there's nothing backing any of that money up. So it's not like we actually had any value to back it up. So everybody's money is worth so much less now. And then, like, you know, that's how you end up with, like, a $10 for a gallon of milk and, like, you know, $20 for some fucking eggs or something.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts, dude.
But most importantly, I think the... like, I don't know, how do you fix something like BlackRock? Like, do you just take the company apart and say, like, I'm sorry, but what you're doing is wrong and goes against the principles of our culture? Because they're not breaking any laws.
Yeah, it's hard to see a solution, dude. Yeah. How the fuck? Like, it doesn't seem like they're doing anything that's technically illegal, I guess.
But what they're doing is they're taking money and paying for cultural change, because that's also a company that's funding a lot of the woke stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that their backing is in China. I don't believe that they're an American company, even though they claim to be. I believe that they're a front for China. Like I think most people with any half a brain would probably agree. Honestly, like if they had any idea
it wouldn't
what's
be
going
surprising.
on. Well, no, because it's exactly how China's doing their credit score. It's just BlackRock is doing it in the U.S. It's saying because it has government backing. The government is backing up BlackRock and everything they do, and the only way you can get money to fund things, like if you want to make a movie or a TV show or anything like that with the standard mainstream media, like if you want to read on one of the streaming services or whatever, it has to follow enough of the woke principles to satisfy BlackRock, and that's the only way that you can get funding for stuff. Which should scare the hell out of everybody.
Yeah, it's bizarre, dude. Like that seems like it should be illegal to put these fucking requirements on what you want to fucking, like if you're gonna borrow the money. All right, well you gotta have diversity in all your projects and people that write it and all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
That seems fucking insane to me that's like a bear, you know what I mean? It seems discriminatory, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know how that's not, taken down. So I can't.
And they're the ones that are buying up all the houses and keeping people from being able to afford like rent and purchasing homes. Because
no, he seems to be like a Soros type that wants to literally, watches the Bond movie and fucking cheers on the villains.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's the bullshit that the scientists keep coming up with. We're overpopulated, which is just not true. Because as our population grows, like the need for things rises, and people figure out ways to solve those needs. So we're not actually on some sort of like just doomed path to failure because too many people are being born. It's just like that's just not a realistic issue.
Yeah, we tend to find more efficient ways to like grow shit and fucking,
exactly. Yeah, we went from everybody having their own small farm where they raised as much food as they could to survive on and sold what they could afford to get the few things that they couldn't make themselves, to like massive industrial farming where no one really has to work all that hard for food because it's super, the machines are doing all the really heavy lifting anyway. And all you got to do is go out and do your like day job, and you can, afford a house. We have all these other extra people to do all this other work and manufacture all these other products and research all this other shit. So like, and then that just keeps improving every year. That gets better and better. People figure out more effective ways to use the soil, more effective ways to fertilize. That's why they're trying to get rid of fertilizer. Because the more effective the fertilizers are, the cheaper food is because it's easier to grow more of it.
Right.
And it's very disturbing, and I think a lot of people don't give that enough consideration.
Like, no, we manage, there's a lot of, there's a shitload of fucking, despite all the urbanization and all that, there's still plenty of open fucking land out there.
Yeah, true. Well, and like I was saying, like we're not nearly as bad as Canada. Apparently, with the $1 million home starter home, that's insane. Like we're nowhere near that, but we're steadily getting there. I didn't even look at any of the cheap states to live in. I looked at states where people are relatively happy to go to, like Idaho, Texas, Florida, California, New York. What are the other states that people are? There's a couple other states that people are really big into right now. Where like that tends to be the ones where everybody wants to go.
I don't know, maybe the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon.
I think Oregon is one of those ones where people are kind of starting to go because there's a lot of tech stuff moving up towards Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, well, Seattle has been, or Redmond or wherever the fuck that is. Yeah, there's definitely areas that have, since Microsoft really, I think, Seattle area has become pretty big for tech, or has been for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's
In
just
Oregon,
kind of crazy.
Nike is headquartered in Oregon.
Nike?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they they're huge supporters of like the University of Oregon, like the sports teams and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Pretty much the whole time. Yeah, their whole existence. They started off in Beaverton, Oregon. I think it's Beaverton. It's definitely in Oregon somewhere.
Yeah, I know there were a bunch of companies that were up there. I would never have thought Nike.
Yeah, it's not sure why.
I thought they were like headquartered in Africa, where the slave labor was easiest to get.
No, that's just their production, where the production happens. Yeah, I don't think they have any factories there, but that's where the fucking headquarters is.
Yeah. Oh man, you hate scorpions, but like, you keep watching videos of them?
I forget what I was looking up. I had heard about the Black Forest one or whatever, the giant the biggest scorpion in the world. So I just looked it up, and then I saw the one dude. Hey, look, this one had babies. Now there's a bunch of them grow up together. I'm like, you should be fucking arrested. Like, you should be killing these things on sight, not fucking growing more of them.
Oh my god. You're anti-scorpion, that's what you are.
Oh yeah, no, all arachnids, dude. Spiders, fucking scorpions, yeah. Yeah, I fucking despise them, dude.
I don't know if we can tolerate that sort of intolerance here.
One thing we don't tolerate around. Tolerance.
And that's intolerance, yep. You got it. Oh, man. Sorry, I had a late lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You've never been stung by a scorpion. It's a pretty unpleasant experience.
No, never been. I don't think we have them in California very much.
Yeah,
maybe in Southern California, because I'm in Northern California, and we're not in the desert, so.
Yeah, so I'm sure Southern California has. But yeah, there's a lot of them here, dude. You try to get, stung on the arch of your foot by a scorpion. It's a very unpleasant experience.
I think probably the closest I've ever had with that was, I got stung by a yellow jacket right in the side where your love handle is. Along the ribs when I was a little kid. Because there was I thought a dead yellow jacket in the swimming pool, and so I just ignored it because I'm like, oh, well, dead bugs get in there all the time. I'm just not going to fucking touch it because I don't want to touch it.
Right.
But then, it turned out it wasn't so dead.
Yeah, it's playing possum on you, dude. Setting you up.
Well, I had given up the struggle of getting out, but upon my touching it, it was just like, fucking, I'm going down fighting.
Yeah, this is my heroic death. My heroic sacrifice for my bee people.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I've been stung a couple of times. The first time was in my neck. I remember I was at work, and all of a sudden I got, somehow it got under my collar, and it was when I wore, a suit and tie, or shirt and tie, or whatever, not suit. Yeah. And it was the first time, and I'm like, oh shit, I have no idea. Am I allergic? Am I not allergic? Am I gonna fucking die?
Oh, that was my first time getting stung by a bee.
I feel like my throat is getting tight. You know what I mean? It was all in my head, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Almost certainly. But, yeah, I was like, fuck, man.
Well, the first time I got stung by a bee, I was out on one of my walks where I used to walk 3 miles a day out on this creek path. And there's no one but me out on this creek path. I'd see another person maybe once every 20 minutes, if then. Most of the time, I'd see nobody at all. Because I walked on the gravel side and the bicycles were all on the other side. So, one side of the creek is all gravel path and one side is all paved. And so cyclists get on the paved side, and then they act like you're not allowed to walk there if you're a person. And it's sort of like, I'm gonna walk where the fuck I want, bro. Like, y'all ain't got shit to say about it, thanks.
That's fucked up, dude. Yeah, like you're the asshole for fucking walking.
Yeah, I just ignored them. They're too stupid to waste my time on. Because you'd get them, like, complaining all the time. It was one of those things where you're like, alright, that's cool, you don't like it, I don't particularly fucking care.
Right. You know what? I don't like you. What do you think of that?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. You don't like what I do. All right. Good for you, I guess. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Turns out there's no reason, awful reason for me to stop. And it's not an unreasonable thing. Yeah, it's not, you know what I mean? There are certain things that are like, well, it's not illegal. But it's still like you're being a dick. Like, that's not one of those situations.
Yeah, no, this is definitely not one of those situations, yeah. No, most assuredly not. It was just one of those silly things where you're like, alright, that's special.
Yeah, it's just people who are fucking entitled fucking assholes.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
A fucking pedestrian. Gross.
Oh, well, like, what's the worst? The worst one you get with cyclists is, out along Highway 1 in California. Highway 1 is the coastal highway. I don't know if we have any audience.
Yeah,
I assume we don't,
highway.
But if there
I
was
think everybody's
audience,
familiar with the Pacific Coast Highway, dude.
Well, I mean, there's probably people who, like, live in, like, fucking Georgia that just have no fucking clue about California's highways, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, but I think everybody's familiar with that. Anyways, go ahead.
Highway 1 is fairly well known. But, yeah, out on Highway 1, it is not uncommon to get behind a group of, like, 4 or 5 cyclists that have all decided to ride next to each other. And Highway 1 is mostly a one-lane highway.
Yeah.
So you could be stuck behind these assholes for miles. Like, they'll literally just block you for miles. It's ridiculous. So
they won't even bother to fucking...
they won't pull over. Yeah, no, they'll just
get off
stay
to
in front
the side
of you.
Or something?
So I've developed a method of dealing with that. And the method I have of dealing with that is you just hold your horn down until they move. Because you can ignore somebody who honks occasionally, but if it's just a constant horn from 2 fucking feet behind you, they get the fuck off the road after about a minute or two.
Dude.
And then they start waving their hands and turning red and flipping you off, but I don't really fucking care.
Yeah. No, dude, it's obnoxious to ride like that on the fucking bikes.
It's
when
ridiculous.
You're on a highway,
it's so fucking dumb.
Dude,
I will say about half the time, they ride single file like they're supposed to. But the other half the time, you'll get at least one person who will decide he needs to ride beside his friend. And then blocking, they make it so you can't get by. Because it's a one-lane highway, there's a lot of corners, so you got to be really, really careful when you're trying to pass people, because you never know what might be around the corner.
Yeah.
So you want to be as close to getting back in that lane as you possibly can. And to be fair, you shouldn't be passing them on a corner.
Right.
But like, you still, you got to be like, whenever you get an opportunity, because there may not be a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think
pretty twisty, turny. I gotcha.
If they were smart, California would spend a little bit of money and put maybe a couple of pullouts for cars and bicycles to allow groups of cars to pass a little bit more often.
Yeah, the way it is, like through mountains and shit.
Yeah, in some places on Highway 1 there's pullouts, in some places there's none.
Yeah, so most of the like mountainous shit you go through places, there every so often there's a fucking long ass lane section that they put in specifically for
people to do that. Yeah,
slow traffic and stay to the right.
I assume there's similar laws in Arizona as California when it comes to, like, if there's more than 3 cars behind you, you have to pull over and allow them to pass, regardless of what speed you're going.
Yeah, but usually, like I said, there are pretty regular areas throwing an extra lane for a significant stretch so that the slow-ass fuckers can get over to the right and people can actually pass them.
And lunatics like me who just treat the road like it's a Grand Theft Auto. Nah.
Well, I was talking
that
about
can be fun,
on
too.
Highway 1 out here in California along the coastal highway. There's a lot of times when you'll be driving out there and cyclists will be riding next to each other. And it's like a one-lane highway, so there's no way to get around them. And you have to wait a long time when they're not riding along the side of the road single file. And you can be stuck behind these guys for miles, and it's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, dude, that's such a shitty thing to do. Like, and you know cars are behind you, dude. Still not gonna fucking just inch over for what, 20, 30 seconds maybe? So they can fucking get around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all you should, just like enjoy the road, but be respectful of the fact that other people are using it for driving, which is what it's really for, not for bicycles.
Yeah.
Well,
They probably consider you a sinner for fucking burning all that gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking eco warriors, dude.
Yeah, I'll be fair. I
a
really do
battle
enjoy
of
going out for a drive occasionally. Like, it's just nice to go out and drive for fun.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I used to love the drive from when I lived up in Flagstaff, dude. Like the drive between Flagstaff and Phoenix is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fucking ups and downs, a lot of fucking curves. It's a fun drive if you got a decent car that handles well.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So
How
yeah,
dare you?
yeah.
How dare you? You're ruining Mother Gaia.
Damn straight.
Damn Skippy.
I'm a lever.
Yeah.
I'm a lever wide open.
Yeah, I did do it a lot. It was probably not necessary for me to come down like twice a month once I get 2 days off in a row. Driving all the way, like a 3-hour drive each way.
What the fuck is this? Shelepalakaya 0420 IM.
Oh shit, did somebody schlep rock, dude? Holy shit, somebody actually showed up. Yeah, that's from the Total BS show I watched, dude. I didn't think anybody'd actually show up, dude. Welcome, Schlep Rock.
On Total BS / I don't know what Total BS / is, but thank you.
Yeah, it's the show that I told you about, the Total BS Network. It's a show on it's a show that I watch.
Join in.
Yeah, welcome, Schlep. Thanks for actually fucking commenting. No, I tell them that I'm doing a show. I've told them the last couple of weeks, but none of them, they never show up.
None of them ever
That's
show
just
up.
fine. But Schlep Rock did. Good job.
I'm glad he showed up there. Change your name, you son of a bitch. I can't read that shit.
Yeah, no, the Total BS one is pretty good, dude. It's fucking
good.
Basically, I just talk shit about the host. We basically just coming up with. I've given myself the title of unofficial, unappointed lore master. So I just start making shit up about the lore of the show.
Whatever you feel like.
Yeah, like, dude, because I talk a lot of shit. It was weird when I first started watching it. I'm like, this is fucking weird because I like these guys. They're not married, but they've been together a while. I'm like, I like these guys, but I feel the need to shit talk them. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that before, but it's fucking. Yeah, and they take it in good fun, so it's pretty cool.
Well, to be fair, I think that's perfectly normal to feel the need to shit talk. The only problem is they call you rude. So it's like, I just don't do it very often.
No, they just laugh, dude. They roll with it. That's what part of the charm, I guess.
That's the way it should be. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, there's no charm allowed. What do you think this is a free country?
Fuck.
Charm, motherfucker. You're going to hell. That's what you're doing. Oh, man. I'm slowly moving all my shit because I'm like, I'm getting close to that fucking... Getting close to a purge of my own, and I want to put my stuff where nobody can get to it.
What are you playing? Oh, it is a screen. Okay. All right. I hadn't play. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it had just your fucking your profile pic or whatever. instead of the actual your gameplay footage.
Oh no! This is just
Yeah,
like
no, we're
gameplay going right now. I'm playing a game as we speak because it's a little more interesting than that. That whole like.
Oh, the slideshow that we
Yeah.
never update with new pictures. Yeah,
I
hear
put
you.
in pictures when people give them to me once in a while.
Well, I think that's what I mean. We stopped contributing pictures to add to it.
Wait, we can do that?
Samaj would complain that it's the same pictures
Yeah, anybody
all the
that
time.
puts pictures in Discord for me, I'm happy to fucking add it to the slideshow. I don't really care what it is as long as it's not illegal or something.
Which Discord are we talking about?
My
which
Discord.
One? I know, but which one? You have all the
general
news
let's
feed.
see. I think I even put in a specific.
No, we actually made one. Yeah, there's a specific slideshow pic submission one now.
Yeah, slideshow pic submission.
Hey, you know what we haven't done? We haven't done any of the wedding pics in a very long time.
Oh, so there's all these pictures of dogs. Like, why haven't I seen this?
Yeah, I suppose that the joke about Samaj and Satan getting married is
that's an old one.
Run its course. Yeah.
Oh, no one cares about
God
that.
damn it! You brought up the wedding thing and the swastika legs. Fucking asshole.
Well,
But anyway.
I'm just sort of like baffled. I'm looking at all these pictures of cute dogs and stuff. Why am I still looking at like eyeball candles and some guy with like a wet staircase behind him? What?
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting pics in there. There's also one pic of my grandpuppy's shit. I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, the poop
I thought it was
picture?
a good composition. It looked very sepia tone because it's on dry desert fucking sand.
Very, very well framed, that picture of poop.
Yeah, it's very artistic.
Yeah, we got quality entertainment here. Aren't you glad you showed up, whoever you are?
Yeah, it's like 90% of what me and my son fucking talk to each other about is.
He said he tried changing the name, but he'd have to change his premium account. Movement. Too much work. I would make sense.
Yeah, we're not worth any of that effort, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just have a hard time pronouncing it. That's all.
I mean, whoever this is listening this long. I think they understand that we're all just full of shit.
See, there you go.
Hopefully, they don't think any of us think we're very intelligent.
You think I gotta care about that Samaj guy? Nah, no one cares about that guy.
Well, I mean, Samaj, that's a clever one. I don't think anybody could ever figure out what you really mean.
See, I don't think it's that clever, but I always find it funny that how many people don't get it. It's like how it's not that clever.
Oh man. It's all about the Benjamins. As long as you keep pulling in that what do you call it? The dirty picture money.
Oh, I haven't been commissioned to do a dirty picture in such a long time.
Oh, I thought that's what your primary income source was. It shows how much I know. Damn.
No, see that's the one downside of like AI art. That's essentially took all the porn stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, maybe you were talking about animating. Maybe I'll actually write up a script or something. Give you something to like fuck with for whether you actually want to use it or not is entirely up to you. By the way, not just like I don't assume that if I write when you want to. Because you could read it and be like, well, this is terrible. Just be like, wow, Stabby, you really don't know how to write shit. You should never do that again. Right? Oh, man.
What's that, Dequa?
They're still having trouble animating hands, correct? The AI art.
Oh, yeah. It still has trouble.
Or like occasionally they just turn out these Cthulhian like horrors. Where it's like, how many teeth can you fit in a mouth? Let's ask AI. Apparently it's a lot.
There's like two heads like merged into each other.
Or like you look in the eye and it's a regular eye, but there's like 16 pupils.
And I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but that new Marvel show, Secret Invasion, came out, and the theme song's done with AI, like all the imagery and stuff.
Really interesting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Look up Secret Invasion, and it's all AI stuff.
Oh fuck! Did that link even fucking post? Why am I not a mod anymore?
Are you not a mod? What? Hold on.
Oh, you know what? And probably I am on Untitled Studios one. Yeah, mod me, dude, so I can post the fucking link.
You should be a
Mod
mod.
Schlep,
Like, I don't...
Yeah, no, none of us are, dude. I assume we are on Untitled Studios, but we haven't done that channel in a while.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
none of
this
us. There's
Discord,
no
you're
mods,
all
dude.
mods.
No, not the Discord, dude. Your fucking channel.
Oh, in the okay, I thought you were...
channel.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Discord.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll make you a managing moderator. That's easy enough. And Samaj, I will as well.
Yeah, let's slip in as well. Fuck it. I'll vouch for him.
I'll make him a standard moderator. How's that?
Yeah.
Then he doesn't have to worry about if Satan ever shows up and decides to just start blocking people.
Yeah, that's true. I guess modding everybody is no longer necessary, but whatever. All right, so I got 3 posts.
There we go.
Okay. All right, try that again. He probably left. Whatever.
He's been talking occasionally. I would be surprised if whoever it is not doing something else as well. Because usually that's what I do when I'm listening to stuff like this. I'm like...
Well, that's what we do half the time when we're doing the show. I mean, most of us are playing a game or doing something else as we're fucking doing the show, so it'd be pretty appropriate.
Oh, wait, you'd never seen the Punch Drunk Love movie with Adam Sandler?
Oh, I have, dude. I fucking.
Oh, okay. I saw that a long time ago. That was a great movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It wasn't a super well-known one, dude. But so.
I always forget the next day.
Oh yeah. But it's like Adam Sandler was really good in that, and then what was it? It was not a comedy. What Dreams May Come. Robin Williams was a pretty decent actor in that.
Yeah. Yeah, Spanglish was another one that Adam Sandler was in that wasn't a comedy that was pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Adam Sandler does comedy really well, just not... I mean, depending on your taste. Obviously, maybe you don't like that kind of joke or whatever, but I've always found it to be entertaining. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that was the kind of the reason I kind of posted. I'm like, maybe people thought, like, I don't want to watch Sandler do not comedy, or, you know what I mean? Like, that guy fucking...
Yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't want to watch that either.
Yeah, no, there was some film critic in like Britain would like do like showings of certain movies, or whatever, and like he was having a hard time getting people to come watch that one. Like when he was putting it down, they're like, "No, I don't want to go see."
Well, you know, it's sort of like Mark Hamill. You know, once you get known for something, a lot of people just don't want to see you do anything else.
Yeah, you kind of get typecast, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Schwarzenegger's making a movie. Do you want to watch Schwarzenegger doing like an ultra serious role? Or do you want to watch him blowing shit up and shooting guns and making funny one-liners?
Yeah, him in a dramatic role, that does sound fucking painful, then. That sounds painful to watch.
I did watch it, and it wasn't the worst I've ever seen. He's actually really subtle. I felt he's actually pretty good at doing very subtle expressions of what his character would be feeling, kind of thing. I'm certainly not going to put him up there with the top actors. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't the best actor I've ever seen by any stretch of the imagination. But he wasn't terrible. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, well, you know what?
That's actually pretty surprising.
Pretty decent. Not the best actor, but certainly not the worst I've ever seen. He was certainly not, oh, hi, Mark, level of acting.
Oh. Dude, that's so fucking great.
Oh, man.
Yeah. What else is happening in the world today?
Fucking everything's going to hell. That's what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the fucking the That one about the shark bite thing was fucking with me, dude. But then, like, I watched it. Like, I still think it's stupid.
I think they got ripped off.
Sense. Yeah. I mean, I guess the thought behind it. I have to assume. And again, this was basically a dude caught like a 600-pound marlin, but like there's some rule that makes it where you're it disqualifies
you if there's mutilation of the
or
fish,
mutilated,
which makes sense on the surface potentially, like that. Oh, it might be easier to catch that fish. Here's the thing that gets me, right? They caught a 640-pound marlin, which would have won the contest and would have netted them $3.3 million. Because any fish over 500 pounds gets you an extra $700,000 on top of the prize.
Yeah.
So they disqualified them because, the fish is mutilated. And then the next biggest fish was 440 pounds. Which they didn't have to pay a $700,000 bonus to. So I'd say that's pretty questionable. If I was the guy that had supposedly won, I'd definitely question that with an attorney.
Yeah, that's
you may not necessarily have any. Yeah, you may not be able to win, but
yeah. Like if there was another fish that was not mutilated and it was over 500, would they still bother tying them? Probably not.
Exactly. That was the thing that made me kind of be like, I don't know about that. I mean, I could be wrong. Totally feasible. I'm not some sort of fucking uber genius or anything.
Yeah, I would have seen them do that in another instance, like where...
Yeah, you'd have to go back and look historically. Have they done that on a regular basis kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really agree with the reasoning. I mean, the rule kind of makes sense. Like, it's way easier pulling a fish after a shark bit a chunk out of it.
I don't have to agree with the rule. As long as the rule is
evenly applied.
Evenly applied, yeah. As long as that's the main thing I would be concerned about. But that was just kind of I thought it was pretty questionable, just the way that because it was like, that's $700,000 they're keeping. Somebody might want to do a little poking.
Yeah.
No, I would have poking around there.
Because that's the fucked up part is they lost out on the whole thing. It's not like they just lost out on the bonus. They lost out on the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The competition and the extra money.
Yep. So that would be what made it questionable for me. But as long as they're doing it even-handedly.
Dude, can you imagine that, dude? Because it took them 6 hours to boat the fish. That fucking line.
Yeah. It takes a long time to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, huge. 600-pound over. Well, again, even with the bite taken out of it, it was over 600 pounds, right? So dude, that's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking ordeal, dude. So I would be super pissed if they're like, nope, sorry, fucking shark took a bite out of it sometime in the 6 fucking hours you were reeling it in. Yeah, I would definitely be seeking legal counsel for that shit.
Yeah. It's one of those things that apparently it also affects the world record.
Oh, wow.
So, they're the ones that decide whether or not you've broken the world record when you catch a fish. So, if you catch, an exceptionally large fish for whatever reason, you have to, send pictures to them, and they tell you whether or not it's legally caught sort of thing, that is or isn't, a real... that does or doesn't count.
Pound test you were using and shit, what pound line you were doing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
All that kind of shit.
So that's
at
their
first
thing.
I didn't watch that. I thought that what they were talking about were the guys that were actually putting weights into the fish to make them heavier. So I didn't catch it until towards the end. I'm like, oh shit, no, this is a different story.
Yeah, no, they're not the guys doing that. They're not those losers.
Yeah, that's just fucked up. Is they didn't do dude didn't do anything wrong. Just a shark happened to take a bite out of a marlin that was stuck on the end of a line.
Well, to me, it's like if that's such a good reason to nullify a contest, aren't you talking about luck either way?
Yeah.
So
it's a bizarre rule.
The shark is made it easier to land the fish, but that's just a case of luck. It's not a case of anything really else going on there.
Yeah, I mean it's somewhat I don't want to say valid, but like I get the rule's not ridiculous, but it's
well, but it's luck either way. Like either you're lucky enough that a shark takes a snag at your fish and makes it easier for you to catch, or not. Just it's the same as you're lucky to catch it in the first place.
Yeah, to actually get a fucking gigantic fish to bite in the first place. Yeah, it's definitely bizarre, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, I'm not super
bizarre,
invested in it.
I disagree with the reasoning. Like it, like I said, it's not egregious. Well, it kind of is, but whatever.
It's not something I'm going to lose any sleep over, for me at least.
Yeah,
and I assume the same for most people. Most people are just like, I don't fucking care.
Oh, dude, the fucking we can stop talking about that bullshit, dude. The guy that was like going around beating up fucking child predators, dude. That was a fucing interesting one.
You know the really fucked up part about that at the end, though, that got me was homie got 25 years in prison for that. He didn't kill anyone. And he got 25 years for that. None of the people who were, what do you call it?
Vigilanteized.
None of those people, if you added all their sentences together, the 3 people that had like molested kids and stuff, or no, 2 people that molested kids, usually their own, I think it was both their own family members, and then the one who just had like child porn, he didn't actually touch any kids. Right. But if you add them all up, like all their sentences up, he got like twice as much time as all of them together, which is absurd.
Yeah, that is fucking horrible, dude.
And I think it was just because like the cops were like, we really don't want people doing this. Like we don't want people like doing our job for us. That's not a good look.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's like what doing what you were doing. We're glad you did it, but still, you can't do that.
Yeah. Oh, they were definitely not glad that anybody did anything. Gee, they were very unhappy with that guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He said that they were actually like telling him good job and shit, which I can imagine them doing. But also saying,
really? The cops were telling him good job? I must have missed that part.
Yeah, towards the end, that's what he claimed, and it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there are probably some, not all cops are fucking...
Well, he was a celebrity in prison the second he walked through the fucking door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it's literally of how the fucking child molesters get treated in prison. Like, yeah, fucking put me in Gen Pop. Fucking superstar, dude. The guy that fucking beat up fucking child molesters. Or whatever, child offenders. I guess the one didn't actually molest anybody directly. But yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, especially considering his fucking... I feel like the fact that he got molested and shit, and the dude that did it didn't really get in trouble for it at all. Like, I feel like that's enough of a mitigating circumstance to really take it easy on him. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
That dude's going to like fucking be a little deranged when he fucking finds out, where fucking these guys are. Like, yeah, the guy that my stepdad got away with this shit. Yeah, it's gotta fuck you up big time that you report it and still nothing fucking happens. Like, nah, man, I'm not letting these people get away with it, dude.
It's insane the things that some people can get away with. I mean, it just beggars the imagination in a lot of cases.
So yeah, I can understand why. Like I said, I understand why he's got to still, be arrested for it. It's obviously illegal shit. But yeah, I feel like he could have. The fuck?
The fuck?
Oh, I don't know. I'm doing my. I was trying to do the some shit in the. Now there's a little fucking gear thing where I used to switch from all comments to top comments or whatever. Not that it really matters on this channel.
No, there are. Yeah, you get more options of stuff
they're
you
all
can
top
do.
comments here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can switch around and fuck with.
Yeah. All right. But anyways, yeah, I can definitely imagine there being cops who are like, "Good job. You still got
Like, good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, fuck. The one right before that, the bitch that literally cut the fucking baby out of the fucking pregnant chick's stomach.
That was fucked up.
Fucking nuts, dude.
She kept going and she was putting in the work, playing that role, like acting like she was so sad, and she was crying and working it, and it was just like, oh, what a fucking monster, right? You know, just a fucking monster.
The fucking Well, I can't really tell you where this baby came from. No, I had it. I know it. You know, when doctor checked me that knows about these things, tells you that you're never pregnant. She had a hysterectomy, right?
Yeah.
So literally, she didn't even have a fucking uterus.
Well, that's probably why she went fucking nuts and murdered that girl for her baby.
Yeah. That's about 8.5 months pregnant. I'm going to cut that baby out.
And she just obsessed over it and decided that she was owed a baby or something, I guess, or something, and shit went like, sideways in her brain.
Yeah, she's like, well, I can't just get knocked up by some random guy. I can't adopt because I have no fucking way to support this thing, but I'll just cut this baby out of
because no one would give me a baby to adopt because they're not out of their fucking mind.
Yeah. Something tells me she would fail the application process.
And then she tried to claim the other girl just attacked her instead of like the more realistic. You know, we all probably understand that the other girl just like tried to defend herself because you know this crazy bitch showed up to murder her
out of her fucking stomach. Yeah,
it was such a sad situation. I felt so. That was hard to watch. I genuinely like a lot of times I can watch some really fucked up stuff, but that one was. Genuinely difficult.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking disturbing. Yeah. Dude, I love how the cops try to pretend they're on your side, though. It's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, no, they're very smart.
No, I get it. You're like,
that's terrible. Oh, wow. You know, like, I was watching that going, like, how is that dude able to do that? Because I don't think I could do that.
Tough, dude. Like, bitch, you've cut this fucking kid out of its mother's stomach, dude. Out of the mother's... Yeah, dude,
I don't think I could be civil and talk to that person. I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, they have to... Well, I assume they do some... obviously, there's probably a lot of fucking training that goes into that shit. And like, look, man, we're going to tell you some stories. Just prepare you for the kind of fucked up shit that you might have to encounter. And you're still going to have to pretend to be sympathetic to these fucking scumbags.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I assume that's a big chunk of training there, dude.
Gotta be, absolutely.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. Oh, no, I get it, you know. It's not fair that this happened, so... Totally reasonable that you killed this woman and cut the baby out of her stomach.
Stalked this woman for 8 months and then, you know... Because it wasn't like she just picked some random girl that happened to be pregnant one day. She knew that woman for a long time. She waited while that woman got pregnant and waited 8 months to fucking get that baby. Yeah,
it was not a spur of the moment thing, for sure. It was obviously very much about as premeditated as it gets.
Yep, that was disturbing. That was in Texas.
Shit! I didn't watch the one about the dad faking his death. I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't get all the way through it. But yeah, that was fucking weird. The dad that faked his death to teach his kids a lesson or something.
Oh, I don't know.
And then he flew in on a fucking helicopter or some shit at the funeral.
Oh yeah, he's was that Russian or something? But he was trying to say like he was doing a thing about how like, you know, people were not treating him well and they were, you know, this is so people understand, you know, how important family really is, you know. It was like he was trying to teach a lesson to his family. was what he was doing that under the guise of, which was kind of like, you're a fucking whack job, dude.
Yeah, you were hoping to get a lot of views.
Yeah, you just tortured your family and made them think you were dead because you were wanting attention on YouTube.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts, dude.
Like I've had some wacky ideas about how I'd love to see my corpse disposed. I'd love to have it be like a statue. Like dip my corpse in bronze and set it on my lawn as a statue of to remember me by.
Yeah, just encase yourself in vacuum sealed glass, dude, like fucking Lenin.
Yeah, dude, I'm in.
Wait, was it Lenin? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Vladimir Lenin?
I think so.
Like,
it's one of the communist guys. I'm pretty sure it's Lenin.
Yeah. Yeah, Patton Oswalt had a joke about suicide. He's like, everybody kills themselves and nobody ever does anything fun with it. He's like, yeah, if I do, this was back when he was funny, before he killed his wife or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, put a bunch of fucking, like, fun-size, like, Snickers and shit in your pockets, dude. And jump off a building. And everybody will be like, man, that guy must have been really sad. Oh, look, it's Snickers.
Yeah. Oh, look, Snickers.
So, yeah, if you're going to kill yourself, be creative with it.
What did I come back to?
Yeah, make it fun for the people that are finding your corpse.
Yeah, we were just making a couple of small suicide jokes. They were killing.
Yeah, I think we can all agree, suicide is universally hilarious.
Yeah, I think we can agree to that. That's pretty reasonable.
Well, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you all next week.
Hilarious.
I was just like, I want to make sure nobody thinks I'm associated with these people in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Yeah, I just want you to know I was not here when the transgressions occurred.
Exactly. Thanks for having me on. I'll probably never talk to you all again. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, man. My favorite part of this game is making slaves.
Not more slaves.
I mean, it's wonderful. You just find somebody, hit them over the head till they lay down, drag them to your wheel of pain, and just make them hang out there on your wheel of pain for a while.
Isn't that kind of like what the whole like caveman dating was like?
Yeah.
Just go over, hit them overhead, drag them to a cave.
Not far away at all.
So now husband and wife. It's like, boy, that was a simpler time.
Oh, can you imagine if that's still how it was?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it's going to be.
We go back to that. I mean, people are getting dumber. It's noticeable.
Well, people are, things are getting so bad in that people are just not dating. Women can't really initiate it because, like, socially, it's like they need men.
They have like these expectations that are astronomically high for men that are absurd.
Yeah,
have you heard some of these women?
Well, and even if yes, like if you go on like any of those dating podcasts and stuff, like you'll hear the most insane shit. But also there's a lot of women out there who are fully aware that they're like not gorgeous, they're okay, that kind of thing, but they're still good women. They don't know how to get dates. They don't know how that's kind of work. Like if you can put themselves on a dating app and all that, but they're kind of nervous and they just want guys to just like a lot of them just if you ask them or a woman, they'll be like, I just wish a guy would just take me, just grab me and just say, yeah, you're mine now. It's like that'd be a lot easier than going through all the fucking waiting and anxiety and all the other kind of stuff.
Oh,
and also,
yeah, I imagine.
And there are guys who are like, I wish it was just easier because some guys are just so socially awkward. They don't know how to talk to women. And half the time, if you talk to some of these guys, half the time they're like, yeah, I wish I could just just do something real quick and then say, yeah, wife now.
Well, that's basically what Tinder is, but Tinder is leaving a lot of people with no dates.
Tinder is like, I don't know, Tinder's kind of garbage.
Yeah, it's mainly a hookup app, right? I mean, it's not really a fucking dating app.
No, it's just for hookups. But, like, people use it as a dating app. Like they genuinely,
like
a lot of their user base genuinely thinks like, I'm going to get a relationship out of this.
The weird thing is like all social media is becoming dating apps. They all are.
I actually saw a thing on where this chick on a podcast was talking about how she's like, if I get into a real relationship with a guy when I'm actually like we're dating, I shut down my Instagram.
Yeah.
And she's like, because if you're on Instagram and you're even remotely attractive, you're getting DMs from dozens of guys every day.
Yeah.
See, well,
it's a dating app, you know. It's like, well, this is, you know, no lies. This really is a dating app at that point.
See, well, that's just it. All social media has the ability to do DMs, like direct messages, and when you do that, that opens up possibilities for any number of things. You may think, well, like Facebook is a nice little thing where my family can get together. Yeah, that's great and all, but strangers can still DM you. There's literally nothing you like. They all do that. So Facebook does it. Instagram does it.
Strangers can just buy shit for you too now.
Yep.
And like give you free money all the time. That's the grooming path of social media to like OnlyFans. It's you can put up your TikToks and your YouTube and your YouTube Shorts, and I'm sure there's a dozen other sites out there where you can post like short videos or whatever. And then guys will be like, "Oh, you're so pretty. You're so amazing and talented because you can do a 5-second dance routine to some shitty song." And then you know, they get you to the point where you're addicted to that praise, and then suddenly, you know, it'd be really awesome if you you wear some more revealing clothes or something once in a while. I mean, that's the style. You're kind of not stylish right now, and it just slowly works its way to eventually like, oh, you know, well, if you put all your wish list on Amazon, I'll pay for that outfit as long as you wear it in a TikTok or something, and then it just progresses more and more like that.
Yeah, start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a lot of girls, literally, or not a lot, but yeah, quite a few girls.
Oh, well, you know, if you have an OnlyFans, you don't have to do porn on
advertising.
OnlyFans. You can do stuff with just that's naughty. It doesn't have to be porn. And then they get used to that, and then you slowly egg them further and more. Yeah, it's
well, and with the advent of like VTubers and stuff, you don't even have to do that. All you gotta do is commission like someone to make you a little avatar,
a sexy avatar, yeah.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah, that one's bizarre, dude. That one is really fucking weird. It's literally not even the actual person.
Well, see, that's that midsection where I don't know what to say. It's like you're giving them what they want, but you're not showing your face, so you're still anonymous, and so you're not really doing anything, but it's still happening. So, go figure.
No, that's it. Yeah, well, like if you got like a sexy voice, but you aren't actually attractive. Fuck, VTubing's gotta fucking be awesome.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of people compliment my voice playing VR chat, and like I imagine their idea of what I look like is probably very, very different from what I really look like. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think they think of when they hear you?
I imagine they think sexy dad. Because it's often the people that hit on me the most are like very young, like way younger than I would ever consider, and some of them illegally young.
So here, all right.
Here's not actually your new daddy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So here's the weird thing. What if you were to get like a VTuber model, but it would be like what do they use, like the DILF, like, you know, like an older.
Yeah, if you made a DILF VTuber model or somebody did and let me use it, I'm sure I could play the part and definitely get people to think that I was interested, or lead them in the same method that the other VTubers do. It's not terribly difficult, like to
probably
make people feel like that they're having a real connection with you when they're not.
Do the male VTubers do anywhere near? They can't do it as well as the female VTubers do.
No,
there's lots of lonely women out there. No, you absolutely can. You can do very well as a male VTuber. You just have to be willing to be very sexualized.
See, there are, sort of. I mean, women approach it differently than men. I mean, I think a lot of women tend to sexualize themselves because they like to get that male attention. Also, half the shit that gets said on for VTubers, they don't really, mean half the shit. They just say what they need to say to make money. Believe it or not, a lot of them don't even like.
What?
I know, right? They all fake that shit. Go figure. I mean, not every VTuber is an absolute slut. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, the amount of people that genuinely think that VTubers are not like in relationships is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's some
they love
there.
to fucking hide that shit.
Yeah.
They will not mention the boyfriend or husband or any of that shit.
Exactly.
Well, there's companies that require that. Actually, like a lot of the companies that VTubers work with, it tends to be. I believe it started in Japan.
The VTubers?
Yeah, wasn't that originally like a Japanese thing? The VTubing.
Korea.
The way it is now, yeah. I think like the very first VTuber itself was actually an American.
Was American?
Well, actually, I think it was a Hawaiian woman. It was like a husband and wife project. So like the husband and shit. I think. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I'm not really concerned if I'm right or wrong here. I just that's my random guess.
Yeah, I believe so, because I know like it started elsewhere and then eventually it kind of became something else. But yeah, the way it is now, yeah, it's a big explosion. The market's a little oversaturated, so I think eventually there'll be like a VTuber collapse of some sort.
Oh yeah, but that's pretty normal for like any sort of streaming kind of thing. You know, like it's like it's because this is pretty similar to e-girls.
Yep.
And it's like they basically chase like similar sort of thing where like suddenly what do you call it? Hot tubs are the big thing, and so everybody's in a hot tub, and then eventually that just peters out, and nobody wants to see hot tub shit anymore.
You know, the one thing that surprised me though that I didn't see coming is that we all believe that there's a subsection of VTubers that are actually men pretending to be women, and for a lot of that I tend to think so. But oddly enough, there's a bunch of VTubers that are just guys using female avatars, but they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Even though it's like big booby anime girl, but you can tell that's clearly a dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of dudes that just have that sort of like really effeminate voice.
Yeah, effeminate voice.
No, very masculine.
Yeah. Voice. Oh really? They're ones with masculine voices. Okay.
They're not.
That's pretty. That is pretty surprising.
What they're doing, we're talking guys with deep masculine voices and not pretending to be a woman at all. They're just using a female avatar, and they're doing pretty well.
That is kind of weird.
Well, the guy, I think he's like a psychologist or something. He was doing that, or a student or something. But he's running it as an experiment to see exactly how that would play out. That's why he's doing the whole VTubing thing. But no, everyone understands this is a guy. They all get that. They just having fun. So go figure. I didn't think that'd be a thing, but that's
pretty surprising.
Yeah. So I don't know. They're doing all right. So guys can totally do this. Whether or not you should, well, that's the thing.
Well, here's my thing. If you're just having a good time and you're engaging your audience and having a couple of laughs or whatever, it's the ones who they're just not very entertaining. Like it just for whatever reason they're just not an entertaining person, and so they just resort to being very sexual to encourage people to like them, sort of thing.
Yep.
And that's the ones where I think it starts to kind of get a little into the danger zone of like maybe that's not the best idea. And then they get like stalkers coming and like burning their fucking cars and shit,
Yeah. Yeah. Like they still kind of have plausible deniability, but they're still kind of trying to fucking like toe the line between making the guy think they're actually in a relationship or there's potential
or the
for a
girls.
relationship.
It's equally dangerous if you're a dude and you're leading on a bunch of ladies. Like crazy,
right?
Doesn't fucking care what gender you are.
Yeah, that's true.
You could be whatever gender, rainbow, Dungeons and Dragons bullshit you want to pull, and it's still crazy people are out there who are going to get too attached to people that they're not really attached. They don't actually have a relationship with.
Yeah.
Although I would like to fucking do away with this parasocial relationship nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it's not a parasocial relationship. If you're literally talking to somebody and getting a direct response from that person, whether you're in a chat and they're on screen or not, like that's a fucking relationship. it's not an intimate or like, you're not like boyfriend or girlfriend or best friends, but that is a relationship between the two people, which is why you have so many problems.
Like that,
like.
Yeah, I would imagine no matter how many times you claim the shit, like on your streams or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're still like saying, "Yo, I'm not dating any of you," all that shit, but then you're still fucking, responding to one-on-one DMs with the people that are fucking giving you money,
and thanking them for like
your argument.
It's just it's not that it's fair. It's just like that's just the reality. Is that like people, are fucked in the head and.
Yeah. A lot of people have boundary issues and.
Like I don't get confused if I'm watching a stream and the person on the stream says, "Hey, that's funny." I don't think they care. I don't think they're gonna come to my fucking birthday party next week. Not that I'm having a birthday next week. I'm just as an example.
Yeah, if I'm in the $1,000 tier with fucking Belle Delphine and she sends me a personal message, like I don't think she's going to end up being my girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not that foolish. I feel bad for people that are though.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people who genuinely like buy into that and like, no, if I just donate enough money, she'll love me.
Yeah.
No. And it's not, sir, it's not that you're unworthy of love. You are unworthy of love, but that's not the reason. Oh, no, that's terrible. I shouldn't say those things to people.
It's very cruel, dude. Terrible.
The thing that gets me is, that really bothers me about the VTubers occasionally is the really obvious fakes. The ones who it just doesn't make sense. Like the woman who's like, I can't go outside. I'm not capable of going outside anymore forever. I'm forever going to be stuck in my own home because I'm suffering from this really, really rare disease, and it costs so much money to live with this terrible disease that I have. And you're like, oh, that's awful. Wait, you have 3 kids? How do you have 3 kids? You can't go outside. You can't interact with people. You can't have friends over. What do you mean you have 3 fucking kids? And I'm supposed to believe you now? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. In my mind, I feel like that is equivalent to the fucking, like, Nigerian scammer shit that goes on.
Yeah, they're
preying
on sad, lonely people.
Degrees of it, it's different, but yeah, it's really not that much.
It's preying on the sad and the lonely. It's the same thing in that respect. The Nigerian prince schemes are playing on older, elderly people who just want somebody to talk to on the phone and don't really understand that, the nice young man that's been chatting with them for the last couple of days is really trying to just steal their money.
Yeah, it seems like if they can't just take money directly and it has to be in gift card form from Apple or fucking Google, should be a hint. But apparently it's not, because the amounts of money these fucking people. Because I forget what the channel is, but one of the ones that Daywave in the morning, their morning show or whatever, they play a lot of those videos. And you really thought you were talking with Darius Rucker online, the fucking guy from Hootie and the Blowfish?
Oh yeah, that was some fucking wackiness. The one lady that genuinely thought she was talking to Darius Rucker. That was sad. That was like, really?
Yeah, Darius Rucker needs a bunch of money from you. He's fucking broke, and he's going through a divorce, you see. So that's why his money's all tied up.
I mean,
it's like, dude, you're incredibly
I've run
stupid.
into some famous people through VR chat because initially it was a very, very small player base, and it was super popular for a very short period of time on streaming sites like Twitch and shit. So I've run into some very well-known streamers, just like one-on-one. Like I think what's his name? There's a guy named Jameski, I believe. He's a well-known streamer. I don't know because I don't really watch Twitch, but
Right.
I have been told that he's a fairly well-known streamer. And I ran into him and chatted with him for a few minutes. He was a really, really nice guy. And I wasn't like treating him like a celebrity because I just don't fucking care. And I didn't know he was famous at the time. Until somebody later was like, "Oh my God, you were talking to James Ski," and I'm like,
if you say so, all right.
Yeah, it was
no idea who that is, but okay. Yeah, that's fucking.
The house cats don't.
I assume he was fucking elated to find somebody that just had a regular conversation with him. Instead of being like, "Oh my God!"
I doubt elated is the word I would use.
I'm
sure it was a pleasant, like, refreshing, like, oh, okay, it's nice that I get to talk to this guy for a couple minutes, and he's not an asshole, and he's not doing a bit, you know. Because one of the things that I would notice is when I ran into streamers later, everybody had a bit, because they were like, it was like their chance to audition, and so it was very entertaining in that respect.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna end up best friends with this guy. I gotta really fucking be entertaining.
No, it wasn't I was gonna end up best friends with this guy. It was more like, here's my opportunity to audition for this guy's show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't so much like, it was more of a like, oh hey, here's an opportunity to potentially get into streaming and make money for myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one fucking random occurrence or random chance meeting, and it's gonna propel me to superstardom.
Although the real fucking irony I thought that really I liked was definitely that that's how everybody reacted, and the streamers all treated everybody like they were things to entertain their audience, not like real people.
Oh, right.
So it wasn't like they treated you like a human being. It was like, oh, you're just something that they can potentially get views for. Yeah, so, I mean, it just depends on you. I didn't particularly care for interacting with streamers. I would generally avoid them or mock them until they left the room if I really didn't like them. And there was a couple that would follow me around and be like, because I do the karaoke, and I'm not like the worst singer in the world, I suppose. But there were a few that would follow me around for like that and stuff. Like they wanted me to interact and like do bits and entertain their audience for them, because I can be funny when I want to be, especially when I'm not like worrying so much about politics and shit. Because I don't bring that shit up in VR chat. I avoid that like the fucking plague. Like I'm just having to have fun. I want to fucking play some stupid games or sing some dumb songs.
Yeah, just fuck around. I hear you.
Yeah. There are people that really get into the fucking politics, that really want to just make everybody listen to their politics on VR chat. Though that is really fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. They just nobody's even talking about it, but they find some way to fucking shoehorn it into the conversation.
Well, like, okay, so I'm definitely an advocate of like not circumcising kids or whatever. I don't think that's right. You shouldn't mutilate somebody's genitals.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's fucked up.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
We didn't know that before, but we do know now that it's unnecessary. So, like, why are we still doing it? You know what I mean? Like, just because...
Right.
Oh, it's aesthetically pleasing. Well, it could be aesthetically pleasing in, like, 20 years when they're a grown up and they make their own decision.
Yeah, I would have preferred to have a choice. You know?
But yeah, so stuff like that. And this guy was going on and on and on and on and on about it, and it was just like fucking obnoxious. And so like that guy, and I was like, I just walked up and I told him, like, dude, I agree with you. I am 100% in agreement with everything you're saying. I don't want to talk to you, and I'm going to block you now because you're a fucking obnoxious prick and you won't shut up about it.
Yeah, that's fucking bizarre. Like, no, I get it. Yeah, no, you're so obnoxious that you're probably convincing more people to
not to do it.
The opinion because you're such a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
it's counterproductive when you're that much of an asshole.
You've gone full circle, and now people are going to go get their kids, like, circumcised just to spite you.
Right.
Like, they're going to do it just because they don't like you. That's all. This is what you've accomplished, kid.
Yeah. Either way, you're not changing any hearts and minds the way you want to.
Yeah.
If anything, you're making it worse.
Yeah, it was very, very obnoxious.
Yeah. Best case scenario is you wouldn't be changing anyone's mind. But the way you're acting, you're probably getting people that are on the fence be like, yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, it was very, very... Just never ended. And he just kept going. Like, he just was not going to stop, and he was going
Would
and
not
talking to
shut
everybody.
the fuck up about it. Yeah.
So, yeah, blocked that guy.
That's obnoxious. No matter what your fucking point of view is, that's obnoxious, man.
Oh, and then, well, I mean, but then, you know, you run into the same thing you run into because it's a social interaction. Just because you're doing it through the internet doesn't make it any less social. So you still run into the same people who are like, what do you call it? Like they have politics involved in all this shit or something. They get really political about like left-wing stuff too.
Right.
Or like, what was it? I made a joke about guns. Just a random joke about something that had to do with a gun. And then like the two people I was talking to were like, oh yeah, haha, but you're not really one of those Republicans, are you? I'd have so much less respect for you if you were one of them Republican people. And I'm like, fucking go away. Like I'm done talking. We're finished now. That's just
yeah. You almost want to thank
him.
Like, dude, thank you so much for saying that because like I might have ended up actually fucking interacting with you a lot and then found out you're obnoxious. So thank you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna hang out with those dudes anymore. They're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Not because they're left wing, just because like if somebody's opinion is enough that like you don't agree with it and you're gonna literally think less of that person.
Yeah, just for having a different opinion.
And act like that, like it's just such an obnoxious way to be.
Yeah,
I'm fine if somebody's left wing. Be left wing. We don't have to agree on shit.
Speaking about being obnoxious, I am currently obnoxiously spamming your slideshow submissions with
there we go.
Kind of random shit. It's like, I could have done this whole time. Oh god. And then so now I'm just going through and like, what do I got?
Yeah.
44 messages. That's a spam right there. All right.
Wait, was it 44? I'm not keeping track. I'm just like going through my photos list. I'm like, this looks cool. Oh, hey, here's
don't worry. I'm not concerned. You know, like, oh no, 44 messages.
Wow. I'm trying my best.
It's a nice variety.
I'm trying to keep things PG. So.
Yeah. If I'm gonna put something in the slideshow, it's gonna be PC.
I don't see any pictures of dog poo in here, dude. It's kind of discriminatory.
Good.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to see what the fuck that was. Oh yeah, the one of my dog my grandpuppy licking his nuts. Oh Jesus! That really was just fortunate timing.
Or unfortunate, depending on your point of view.
No, fortunate. For everyone.
I'm pretty sure not everybody wanted to see your dog's poop.
What?
I feel I can safely say that one with.
No, I mean I'm talking about the one of him licking his nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think I can fairly say that not everybody wanted to see that either. Definitely
I was literally just trying to take the picture to.
Like it doesn't offend me when a dog licks his balls, but I'm not like, wow, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, no, it was because he had a rash, and I was trying to take a pic to show my son, like, dude, your dog has a fucking rash on its sack, dude. And then again, I went picture. It just happened to be right before he leaned down there to fucking lick his nuts. So yeah, in case you forgot.
In case I forgot what had occurred.
Now, I think that's... Where the fuck did I use that? I think it's my I think I used that as my Rumble profile pic.
Your Rumble profile pic is your dog licking his balls?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, dude, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just find it funny that I wasn't trying to do that at all. And in fact, if I was trying to do it, there's no way I would have gotten it that perfect.
In the slideshows thing, I forgot I had these. There was a store selling these satanic animal plushies in the kids section of their store.
Oh, yeah?
I thought, wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
I'm not joking either. You looking into it for yourself. There's a three-eyed bunny.
Yeah, that elephant one especially. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that is definitely pentagrammy. Jesus.
Now, the funny thing is that I know, like, this store is run by a bunch of like Asian Buddhist people or something. So I don't know if they're aware of what they're selling.
Does the bunny have 3 eyes? Or is that another bunny that's in there?
No, it's a three-eyed bunny with horns.
Okay, all right. I thought it might be one like next to it or something. Yep, nope. That bunny's got three fucking eyeballs.
Indeed.
All right, I successfully managed to move my whole base upstairs while we were doing this. That's pretty good. Now I don't have to worry as much about the purge, because like the purge will not be able to show up in my base. They'll show up down on the ground where I can ignore them.
Nice.
They might potentially destroy where my elevator lands, but I'm not worried about that per se. Not that anyone cares, but I'm satisfied. Let's see here. What else has we got in the... Oh, you did another picture of the dog licking his balls. Good.
Yeah, no, I said in case, you need a refresher. I was putting it in there.
Oh, did you guys... That dude got convicted twice. The dude from that 70s show?
Danny Masterson. Yeah.
Danny Masterson, yeah. He's fucked. That dude's going to prison, it looks like.
I don't remember who that is, so...
He played Hyde
from that 70s show. The guy with the frizzy hair and glasses.
Oh.
The white guy with the fro, yeah. He apparently raped 3 women.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was like a thing going on, and then I saw like an update to the case or something where he was like guilty of the two of them already. He's been found guilty of.
Yeah.
And then he's on trial for the 3rd one, which is unlikely that he's going to be found innocent of.
I can't remember. I haven't looked into that enough to be sure, but I thought it's... I don't want to say anything that's wrong in that case, dude. Never mind.
Oh, and then everybody's shitting on these people that are stuck in the fucking submarine. That's in such fucking poor taste, man.
Well, and I just heard, didn't they just all die?
Well, they're probably going to die. I think they still have like a day's worth of oxygen left or something. Though I could be wrong. It could have been too late now.
Yeah,
I think now it is past that time. Yeah, I think they're probably out of oxygen now. The last time I heard, I'm pretty sure it was like 12 hours or something, and that was like yesterday sometime.
Damn, that's a shame. But like everybody's making fun of them and like, oh, they're such fucking horrible people, and it's like, man, it's real easy to sit behind a desk after a disaster and talk about how stupid these people were.
Yeah.
And then actually I got a response. I made a comment about that on the video that I watched, but somebody was like, oh, they went down in this horrible fucking mishmash tin can. I'm like, mishmash tin can, motherfucker, it's one of a handful of vessels capable of going that deep in the world. There's like 5 or 6 other fucking submarines that can go that deep.
Well, I think
it's the only one in the world that can carry 5 people instead of fucking 3.
I think the company that does the submarine stuff are doing damage control because it's like...
Oh, well, I'm sure.
Did you hear
well,
this
there
video?
are videos of the guy that manufactured or whatever, talking about getting parts at like Camping World or something.
Well, that's because they don't make those things. There's no company that makes super deep dive submarine parts. So you get the parts wherever you can find them.
Yeah, I think I'm just saying that makes it sound like it's just
no, it makes it sound like that. And then like the one thing that really blew my mind, because it's just so fucking ignorant, was at one point he was talking about how he wanted to make sure that the piloting wasn't complicated, that it was really easy to pilot. And everybody's like, oh yeah, because you don't want anybody to be super, you don't want to pay anybody that's really, really good pilot or something. I'm like, no, because what if the pilot just has a seizure or passes out, and you have four other people that don't know how to fucking pilot a submarine, and it's really complicated? That seems really fucking dangerous and stupid.
So,
simple is not, shouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Although I did hear that there was originally, the original pilot, they decided had to be a woman because of diversity or something. I don't know if that was actually true.
I don't know.
Or
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. That's not a good choice.
No. Okay, Okay, so I'm trying to get in here. So the case is that what caused all of this is that it was all a diversity hire, and so literally it's remote control, and you can literally use a game controller to actually use the submarine, and this is due to the whole diversity situation. The CEO, the guy in charge of the company, was being brought on about that, and he said, well, he's quite proud of their hiring practices, because he knows that we don't want to have an overwhelming view of straight white 40 to 50-year-old men representing the company and all that.
Well, if that's the case, then that was a bad choice.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, that was a very bad choice. So, and that's essentially what he's going for, and he's blaming...
Well, he's on that submarine, as far as we know, right? So he suffered the consequences of his choice.
That would be nice.
No, I'm pretty sure he is.
No, he's not. He's not out. He's the CEO. Why would he be on the submarine?
I don't know, but that's what every single report has said.
Oh well, they're dumb. He was out there giving out an interview. How can you do that if you're on?
Oh, okay. That's what I saw, and all the things that I saw was they were like, he's presumed to be in there.
That would be a huge hit to him, dude. If he's one of the 5 people, and that's like a quarter of $1 million he's thrown away.
Oh, debris found, no survivors. So it did decomp. Yeah, you're right. It's destroyed.
Yeah,
as of an hour ago. That's what happened an hour ago.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the best case scenario, is that it fucking just crushed him and killed him instantly. I can't imagine having to wait around.
It would be so much worse if you had to
that would be fucking horrible, dude.
So the 5 people aboard the submersible that had been missing for days were killed when a small vessel carrying them to the Titanic wreckage site had a catastrophic implosion, according to the Coast Guard, Thursday afternoon. And it is Thursday afternoon, sort of. I mean, we're evening where I am, but yeah. Members of a massive international search effort found a debris field in the general area of the Titanic earlier in the day, and it was confirmed to contain parts of the Titan sub. The debris is consistent with the catastrophic implosion of the vessel. Blah, 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 from the Coast Guard.
Yeah,
it was 1,600 feet from the Titanic's bow on the seafloor, so they're like down there watching.
Although, I don't know, they lost contact with it like 2 hours in, and it was like it's somewhere between 6 to 8 hours to get all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, and the Navy detected an anomaly on Sunday that they assume was probably the blast from it imploding.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it makes sense that, I don't know that it got all the way before it imploded, but I know they lost contact with it really fucking way, like a third of the way down.
Yeah, well, that's the danger, and they all knew that was the danger going down there. So it's not like any of the people didn't understand that there was a life at risk. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm also
Ocean
wondering,
Gate, the company that operated Titan and whose CEO Stockton Rush piloted the watercraft, issued a statement saying the travelers have sadly been lost. So he must not have been on the watercraft, or he must have been piloting it remotely.
Yeah, with the Logitech controller. The Logitech.
We grieve the loss of life and joy they brought to everyone they knew. The other 4 people believed to have perished were a Pakistani businessman, Shahzad Dawood, and his son Suleiman Dawood, British adventurer Hamish Harden, French deep sea explorer and Titanic expert Paul Henry. But who's the 5th? And it doesn't say who the fifth person was, unless it's the CEO who is titling it.
Yeah, maybe
Ocean
that's what
Gate,
it is.
the company that operated the Titan. Oh, and whose CEO Stockton. So the CEO was on the boat. Because the Ocean Gate issued a statement. I would assume they have a new CEO by now.
Wouldn't you just dissolve the company?
So it's not the owner of the company. That's what I got confused with. It wasn't necessarily the owner of the company. It was the CEO. I don't know if he also owned it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's
Google him to see if I'm right, just to make double sure real quick, because it'll say if he's dead, no doubt.
Would you still... again, I would just dissolve the company.
He's the chief executive and founder of Ocean Gate, and the pilot of the submersible was declared dead on Thursday, so it was the guy that owned it and created the company.
Right.
Well, you know what? I mean, without people like that, we'd know a whole lot less about the world. Like, it's a terrible thing that happened, but the reality is, like, people willing to, like, put their life on the line to, like, go out and explore shit. That's really what makes the biggest difference in our lives now. It's like how much we know about the world and the universe at large. So,
well, this is more of a...
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you needed to go down there in person. I mean, the submersible robot subs or whatever seem to do, pretty well with that shit.
I mean, they're hardly the only people that do that. There's several. There's a few other craft that can go that deep. I was going to say several, but that's not true. More like 4 or 5 other submarines that go down with like 2 or 3 people at a time. They were just the biggest one. It's a shame. Hopefully they learn from it, and if they do decide to keep the company going, I hope they figure out a way to make it a lot safer for everybody after this.
Yeah. Although I thought I had read somewhere where the fucking submersible was not really rated, or it was barely rated to go as deep as they were going. Like it was right on the edge.
I have no idea. It could be.
Yeah, because I think it was like 12,500 feet or whatever, and that thing was rated to like 13,000, which is a margin of error that I would not be comfortable with.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't be. The thing is, there's no real system for rating or making safe these things because they're not mass produced.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you kind of just pay your money and you take your chances.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would. Since it could be, I assume it would have the ability to be piloted remotely. Like it seems like you would.
You would think.
I mean, I assume that's expensive. But still, I think you would test it with no people in it, with a 13,000 foot long tow cable attached to it or whatever. Yeah. Make sure it fucking holds up okay.
Well, you would think that they would have a cable there to like pull it back up off the bottom. Yeah, like just a general rule.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. If I was one of the billionaire businessmen, I would have been like, hey, if I throw in like an extra fucking, I don't know. We each throw in a few $100,000. Can we get a cable?
Yeah, like have a boat above us that can pull us back up if shit goes wrong. But the likelihood is, since they found a debris field, that wouldn't have mattered. Probably what happened was there was some sort of problem with the seal, and it just catastrophically imploded at a certain depth. It just went down to a certain point and then went, and they were done in an instant.
I wonder if that's when they lost contact. Was when it because that would have been very.
That's what they think. That's what they think because they had the Navy heard the sound of it through their like devices that they're always listening to the ocean with apparently, and that was the same time that they lost contact. But they were like, yeah, they're probably dead. But let's take a look anyway because at least we can try. Like we don't. What if we're wrong?
Right.
So
I would imagine if it was actually on the bottom or even close, the debris field would be a very small area. You know what I mean? Like, because it's pressing down. It's not like it exploded out.
I think they said it was over 1,600 yards.
Yeah, it would have had to happen off of the bottom. I can't imagine. Again, like you said, it's not an explosion; it's an implosion. So I can't imagine.
Well, an implosion could be just as big. I'm gonna look up because it said specifically the size of it.
I can't imagine any of it exploding outward. So I would imagine it would just crush down and like a little bit to the sides and shit. But I can't imagine it'd be.
No, it crushes down. It explodes. So an implosion, what happens is everything basically goes towards the center at the same kind of speed of an explosion, and then goes through and then keeps going, and they tear itself apart that way. As so opposed to being ripped apart by being expanded so much. It's unexpanded so much that it actually tears itself apart, and like it's just a big field of debris.
Like, let's say it was actually on the bottom, and that happens. Would shit be 1,600 feet apart? Like, it seems like it wouldn't.
Oh no, it was 1,600 feet from the Titanic's bow when they found the debris field. But they are calling it a debris field, which means it's spread out over an area. Let me see if I can find a video of some implosions, because implosions can be just as spectacular as explosions. It's crazy. Like I know what you're thinking. Oh, and it's all fucking submarines. Goddamn bullshit. It all just depends on what it is. Like, it might have just crunched into a little ball, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that the force.
Yeah, I can't find anything that's not related specifically to this submarine, so I can't give you an example of implosions. But I've seen a few where like they look like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what I've seen was fucking bullshit. Hold on, let's see here.
Was actually explosions.
Well, there's a guy doing. Well, they said it could be an explosion or an implosion, so it could be either. As far as the sub goes, they don't know until they get like some of the debris to like investigate if they can. Like, I don't even know how much they can like investigate.
Yeah, it's being that deep, it's going to be tough to retrieval out of that stuff, I would imagine. Although they did it for that, so how deep was? I don't know if you remember. I've heard of this story, but there was a story about how we retrieved a Russian sub that was on the bottom, like pretty deep, many years ago.
Yeah.
I think Howard Hughes was in on it for some reason. They were claiming it was for something else, but it was actually them trying to pick up a Russian sub.
Yeah, I saw that video. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So I'm wondering how deep that one was. I can't remember. But yeah, obviously there are ways to get to a certain
goodbye,
depth.
Samaj.
Oh boy. Oh shit, did he post something?
No, he took off. Like he's
gone. Gotcha. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that I understand the physics of implosions, and I probably don't.
No, you could be right. I could be totally full of shit too. Don't.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the whole force of it.
Don't sell my
down.
ignorance short.
Yeah, like I can see it blown out a little bit to the sides and whatever, and blown out a little bit as it crushes or whatever. But it just doesn't seem like it would be spread out over a wide area.
I think it all just depends on how the implosion happens.
I'm basing that on no.
Well, I did see one where they did a can implosion, where they did a thing where they heat up a soda can and then dip it in cold water and it implodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shrunk down on itself. So maybe that is the only way it works. I don't know.
Yeah, although that's different because you generally have an opening of some kind. Well, yeah, no, I get you. That's the difference in pressure or whatever. All of a sudden, just. Woof. I would imagine they had no idea it happened. I assume it happened so fucking quickly that they were alive and then all of a sudden they were fucking dead.
Oh, like, yeah, they died in minutes or seconds. It probably was not a long and prolonged, like,
I'm
miserable
assuming
death
or
anything like that, if that's what you're concerned about.
Yeah, I assume, again, they did not suffer.
No, I can't imagine, because, like, at a certain point, they're just like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to die in that submarine, I assume, being stuck somewhere and waiting for the
amount of pressure on the sub that the sub is holding back is more than enough that as soon as the body is exposed, the body is just
probably you're done, dude. You're getting crushed.
Meat powder in water?
Yeah. You're not. That's what I'm saying. It would be, I imagine, almost instantaneous.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
they
there
literally
was.
had no idea they were dying as they were dying.
I'm sure there was at least like a couple of seconds of pain. I don't know. I don't know how fast
Yeah,
the
I don't
brain
know.
can process.
You're right, right. Wine Coast, no. What the fuck? All right, I don't know if that's something recent. The deadly approach of a Russian spy ship to the Hawaiian coast. Okay, I gotta watch that later. Save to watch later.
Man, either way, I feel awful for him because that's such an unfortunate thing
Yeah.
that all these people died.
Yeah, and yeah, especially when they're playing the footage of the guy signing the waiver
Oh,
of the
really? That's tacky as
guy.
fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, they actually played it because he's like, oh yeah, this can crush. There's many ways you can die, and he's like, okay, where do I sign? Like he's being all like live about it as he's signing it. Like
Yeah.
fuck, dude. Yeah, that we probably didn't need to see that. That's fucked up.
Well, everybody wants to fucking what's that? Schadenfreude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking joy in other people's fucking tragedy. Yeah.
Oh, that's their fucking goal. There's like the Mark Zuckerberg is trying to create like an virtual reality world to sell shit in.
Oh, right.
Meta,
Yeah.
I think it's called.
Second Life, that kind of shit. Second Life and Meta. And
well,
that.
no, I think he's calling it Meta. It's Meta World,
Yeah,
Metaverse.
right.
That's right, Metaverse.
Yeah.
Now there's like a $500 headset that works for Metaverse only, I think. Which is substantially less expensive than most of the shit you would want for real VR. For instance, I just bought one of the newer headsets for $1,500 with all the accoutrement that I needed.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, fucking expensive.
Okay. All right, 500 sounded high to me, so.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the cutting edge right now
is apparently,
and I didn't even buy, like, they now have, like, a haptic vest where you can put on a vest, and if people touch you on the chest or the back or wherever your vest is on your character or your model, you can feel it, sort of. So, like, that's. I mean, how long before they have a thing you wrap your dick in? I'm sure,
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing that happened. Oh no, wait, they do have that, dude. They had a thing, like some OnlyFans bitch or something. They had something that you put on your cock, and she would be like, literally have like a dick-like thing, and then like she would suck it, and that pressure would apply to your fucking device you had on your cock.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Love Sense.
Yeah. So I guess they kind of did that already.
It's called Love Sense.
VR,
and there's two parts to it. One part that a woman can insert or play with, depending on how you do it, and one that a guy can put his member in, and it gives them vibrations and stuff. And I don't know how accurate, like it. That was a while ago, though, so there may be more new stuff.
Yeah,
because I'm not fucking. Like I don't do the fucking erotic role playing bullshit and fake sex with the people online. I don't. That's not my thing.
Yeah, it seems odd to me. Plus, goddamn, dude, I would be terrified of.
Oh fucking Christ! Some fucking cunt wrote a book that's called the same thing. So now you like. Can't fucking find it.
So now, you get the results for that instead of the thing you're actually looking for.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's Bluetooth connects to your computer. There's multiple different kinds of products you can get. Oh, they got a whole bunch of kind of things. Okay, and essentially, like, let's see here. These are the male masturbators, so this is whatever they play with would be translated to one of these. So it can contract and it can vibrate, but it doesn't thrust. So like it doesn't slide up and down to like do anything. But like I imagine, especially if you're a younger guy, it doesn't take a whole lot. And you can either use them. Oh, you can either use them with like games or videos solo. Let's see. Here's the other one for the men. There's one that's just a vibrating cock ring, which I think is fairly easy to see how that would work.
Pretty straightforward there.
This one does vibration, squeezing, heating, and then one that like makes it so that the deeper you insert your member, the more the vibrations go. So it's not like a direct. Like if she's pulling her mouth on and off of the fucking dildo, it's not stroking the penis the same exact way. But you're probably getting like vibrations and squeezing feelings and stuff.
Yeah, it's different spots depending on where she's actually sucking on it, like those corresponding spots.
Yeah, and they have similar things that the women can like just insert or fuck themselves with. Like if you want to, like they can just leave it in and then you like fuck your toy and then like they get vibrations based on that too, so they have that kind of stuff. And that actually, if you think about it, oh no, they have an actual sex machine for women where it'll thrust, and I assume wow, okay. But yeah, they got a whole bunch of shit. I'm not gonna look anymore because it's just weird and creepy. But that actually, to me, is an interesting concept. Is how is that legal and prostitution's not? You know what I mean? Like if some chick on OnlyFans is taking $500 to play with a dildo for 5 minutes, and you're putting a thing that registers her playing with the dildo on your penis to get sensations from that to make you come. That seems like prostitution to me. Like, I don't.
Yeah, not much of a distinction in my mind, but legally, I assume it is.
Me, I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit if people want to do that. Go for it. Do whatever you want. But that's just kind of fucking crazy. Because, like, if I go online and give some OnlyFans chick a bunch of money, I can get off and essentially, like, get a blowjob via the internet. A shitty one, but like whatever. Right. If you're not getting anything, it's better than nothing. Rather the shitty one than none.
Give it a few years. I'm sure the technology will.
Oh yeah, well no, they have automatic strokers now that'll like actually stroke you and shit. You can buy them from I think Fleshlight has them, and then there's Fleshlight. There's one other company, and then there's a company that is. It's not a company, but like the 3D printers.
Oh yeah.
There's a group of people that have made a machine that will not only go up and down, but change angles as it's doing that, so that it's a little more realistic to like actually having sex with somebody. So you can sync it up with a virtual reality video, and it would be like you would feel the different angles that the character is riding the guy on. And you would use this to hold your fleshlight.
Yeah, it makes sense that would be the most commercially viable shit for any of this technology.
Yeah. Well, this is all super like expensive. I think the fleshlight one is like $500-$600, and the fucking I don't know how many the one with you have to fucking buy the 3D printer and make your own, or pay somebody else to do it for you, which is probably very exorbitantly priced because it's not being mass marketed. Some guy just has to sit with his fucking 3D printer for like a week and print out all the parts and then put them all together for you, so it's not like that's cheap. But it's interesting, like they're coming up with more and more of these toys. Plus you have all these haptic feedback vests now. Like how far does it go before you have to start saying like, well, this 40-year-old dude goes and hangs out on VR chat and starts banging like 15-year-olds via the internet, but since they're not physically touching, it's okay? Or this 23-year-old person is selling sexual favors through the internet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that fucking It's going to be interesting to see how that fucking shakes out, like, legally.
Yeah, the law's going to have to catch up. They're going to have to figure out how to, like, define and make sure that these things are appropriate. Because, like, I don't care what consenting adults do. That's fucking hard to explain how little I care about that.
But any fucking like kid in their mid-teens whose hormones are just fucking raging.
On the other hand, exactly. On the other hand, that I'm a little concerned about. That's not a.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's hard to tell how that's gonna shake out legally.
That's a little concerning to me. I'm not really okay with that.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people that troll looking around for, underage people to take advantage over the internet. Like they're all over all the social media and not just VR chat.
Right.
And presumably this will work through any number of different things, so.
Yeah, any of the pedo types are gonna fucking find any way to get victims, dude.
Yeah.
So they're up on whatever technology might assist them in their fucking predatory bullshit.
Yep. Yipper, that's for sure. But, it's a little depressing.
Right. Who knows? They might work something out that somehow fucking helps in that situation. Or somehow works out some unforeseen way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like it's super difficult to fucking quote unquote prove you're 18 or any of that shit. So
yeah, you could just hold up your license covering your like address and driver's license number and showing your date of birth and picture so that it's clear that it's you. So at least there's that. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing feels kind of shady to me though.
Yeah, no, it's going to get abused. Not much doubt about that, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, and there's
how to stop it is going to be a fucking challenge, I would imagine.
Girls really like attention. I don't know if you know that.
What? Man, there's so many revelations on the show today.
There are several people who are young ladies, or even young men for that matter, who are like, I'm wearing a haptic vest, touch me. Like they just want everybody to touch them as much as they can constantly. It's like, all right, you're kind of creeping me out.
Yeah, that's fucking. Ugh.
But I know they're also working on gloves so that you would get feedback from the gloves. Oh, I forgot to put ice in one of my fridges. That's why none of the food is preserved.
Fool.
I'm dumb.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Are you talking about in the Conan game?
Yeah, so in the Conan game, everything has a counter for how long it lasts if it's like food.
Oh, gotcha.
So it rots and turns into rotten meat. But if you build a preservation box and you put a cube or one piece of ice in the preservation box, anything you put in the other slots no longer has a timer. It doesn't wear out. So you can cook large batches of food and save large batches of food and stuff like that because the food gives you different status effects.
Do the ice lasts for an indeterminate amount of time?
Ice lasts forever.
Oh, all right. Magic ice.
No idea why they made that distinction.
Wait, where do you get the ice from? Do you have to
you have to go to the northernmost part of the map on the volcano area. There's a whole snowy area, and then just right around the volcano is just a bunch of black ice. Yeah. And that's where you get it to start with. And then when you eventually get high enough level, like I'm high enough level that I can go find the ice dungeon. There's a snow dungeon. Because, they have a big snowy area, so why wouldn't there be at least a couple of snow dungeons? But there's one particular snow dungeon that's next to a teleport obelisk where you can teleport to. And there's just so fucking much ice in there that you'd never need to go anywhere else.
Did you say black ice or block ice?
Black ice and regular ice.
Oh, okay.
They have both.
Ice of color, I assume, is what you meant, but okay.
No, it's called black ice in the game.
I'm kidding, dude. I'm making a joke.
Oh, you're making a joke.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I was making a stupid joke about, people of color, black.
I know, you're supposed to explain the joke when you're done making it, though. Don't you understand?
Yeah, no, that's when you know a joke is really fucking funny.
And not you have to
fucking
explain it.
Played out or fucking hacky at all.
Exactly.
Pretty sure I'm the first person that's ever made that joke. I do it pretty regularly, actually.
Now for sure.
Probably stop.
And I would never set you up to explain a joke.
It had been a while. But, yeah, I don't really do that bit anymore. Of overly explaining the shit. That was pretty funny.
I don't know that we can allow that. I think you're going to have to start explaining the jokes more.
Nope. It's got to be organic. You can't set me up, tee me up like that. This defeats the whole purpose.
It's got to be organic.
Yeah, it's got to rise naturally.
You went to the wrong section of the store, little man.
Oh my god, dude, gaming would get so fucking annoyed, dude. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that was fun. I like making gaming mad.
Oh fuck.
Do people do that on his streams now?
Like, no, you don't understand. Like, he's already mad, and I'm like, no, I get it. It's because, you keep explaining it even more, knowing he's already pissed that you've overly explained it already. Yeah, firing gaming up is always fun, dude. So easy. A little too easy, I guess, but still pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Just mention towers.
It's never been difficult to make gaming mad.
Yeah, I assume mentioning towers is still a bit triggering for him. To this day.
Towers?
Yeah, hanging out under the
Cowboy was a big trigger. I don't remember what it was about.
Weren't you playing a game and you were like or were not supposed to hang out under a tower or something, and you were or were not doing
League
that?
of Legends. Yeah.
Yeah.
The world's most awful pay-to-win game. I love that people keep claiming it's not, and I'm like, but it is. Like, if you buy the newest characters, they're stronger than everyone else, and they win.
Yeah. If the newest characters are always going to be getting slightly stronger and stronger, and you have to buy the characters, it's pay to win. Like, that's a defining character.
You don't have to pay for the characters, but you can.
I gotcha. You can grind forever and get it
exactly
6 months after the people that just bought it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's technically not pay to win, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
pretty epic stick,
such a fucking unpleasant game to play.
Yeah, I've never got into the League of Legends.
It was just not very fun, honestly. It really just wasn't very fun at all. It was so I don't
It seems like it was one that was there wasn't much of a challenge to it, from what I understood. Like, they made it for everybody, so even stupid people could figure it out, kind of thing. That's the kind of impression I got of it. Maybe that's completely off base. But
people would get ahead, but it didn't make sense as to how or why.
Oh wow!
So even worse. The first thing you have to do is you just run around with your character and you kill these little minions that are just little NPCs that are automatically sent your way, and both sides just keep getting the same amount of NPCs sent to them, and you just murder them, and you save up experience points and coins to buy items and to buy levels that will make your little guy stronger and be able to do more damage and take more damage, right? And there's meta, so you just go online and be like, what's the items I want to buy for this person? What are the upgrades I want to make on his levels for different things? Because you each one of your powers you can upgrade individually. So you press Q and it does something, you press H and it does something. Well, you can upgrade either your Q or your H each time you level up, one or the other. I think there's 4 different options or 5 different options for each character. But so you could do that, and it was so you knew exactly what to level up and when. but somehow the other people would be way higher level than you, but there's the same amount of things to fight. So how are they getting more experience out of the same things that you were doing? This just didn't make any sense unless it was because they were playing a different character that was easier to make more powerful quicker.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more to it than that, but it sure didn't seem like there was that much.
Right.
So, I don't know. In my opinion, it was a waste of time. I could not be bothered to play that game again. It was like there was a card game that was all pretty much luck, because it was like either you get the good cards or you don't.
Yeah, I don't mind it being like a certain amount of luck and love, but yeah, when it's by far the most determining factor, it is pretty shitty.
Yeah. And they were like, no, it's skill, knowing which one to pick. I'm like, really? Because it doesn't seem to matter so much which one you pick unless you get those characters. Like more of them in the cards. Because each time you got like there was a card thing where like each one of the different little monster guys would be a card. And so like if you got more of the same guy, he would get more and more powerful. He'd be like level 2, level 3 for each card or whatever. And it was like, well, it sure seems like the only thing that matters is whether you're lucky enough to get the cards that you picked the monster to play with this time.
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind luck being a factor, but dude, if it's anywhere near,
yeah, it was basically just to like make your choice, hope you get lucky on the draw, and good luck. And it was all basically luck. Yeah, there was no other real factor in what you would win on that. But then again, there's gamblers that fucking win every time.
Yeah, it is weird that how much certain people just seem to be lucky. Games of chance.
Yeah. Yep. All right, you know what? It's probably time to roll out, I think, right? We've
yeah, I was going to say, it's already like 6:15.
Run all our topics into the ground at this point and everything,
Yeah, for all of the nobody listening.
Well, there was a guy, you brought Schleprock, whether he's still here or not, probably not.
I think he's been gone for at least a couple hours at this point, but yeah, it was nice of him to come around. Thanks, Schlep. You're never going to hear this, but thanks.
So much
and yeah, everyone else not watching